What is up, watchers? Magnus here, and today we're going to read Return of the Blossoming Blade, episode 52. And if you want to read, or if you want to be able to see anything that is not webtoon or Bilibili related, and you're not able to, well, join the live streams, then Patreon is up in live chat, also down in the description. So yeah, sub Max Plays, sub MK67, Black Dragon King, Tony, let's fucking go. Songnam's disciples are due to arrive today. Are the preparations complete? Supper up. Yes, Sect leader. We won't have any issues receiving our guests from Songnam this time. Indeed. In times past, we were ashamed for our guests to see our paltry meals and dilapidated training grounds. At least we would avoid such humiliation this time. The more I think of it, the more I realize the magnitude of Chung Myung's contributions. Yeah, he's so lucky. Not only has he solved our sect's financial woes, he has also restored Mount Hua's reputation. How does the tea taste to you? It seems its fragrance has grown even richer than before. I was pleasantly surprised. I expected the petals to have lost much of their fragrance, as they were dried so long ago. The fragrance of well-dried plum blossoms can sometimes grow stronger with age. I learned that only after decades of experience drying plum blossoms. Mount Hua is much the same. Pardon? As the years passed by, I simply endured. Although I had declared that I would restore the sect's former glory, the truth is that I was struggling to merely ensure Mount Hua's survival from one day to the next. And somehow, after years of perseverance, brighter days are finally upon us. I now see that patience in lieu of any clever ploy or strategy is sometimes the right answer. Also, if you want to read this without the filter, as you can see, webtoon.com, also in the description. It seems we weren't the only ones progressing with the time. Some mods. Oh. At times, I mistakenly think the sect leader has already reached his peak. However, humans never stop growing and learning throughout their lives. As a true follower of the virtuous path, the sect leader will never cease to hone his wisdom and grow further as long as he draws breath. He is truly worthy of being the leader of our sect. I mean, no one is ever out-trained though, like you said. Sect leader, Mount Hua will surely reach its former glory during your lifetime. Nothing would please me more. So John. Even so, I cannot be the one to take credit for such a feat. It would be due to the hard work of our disciples. Hey, it's all me! Now it's our disciples. No, it's me, Chung! You're too modest, sect leader. How could it not be to your credit? It is all to Chung Myung's credit. This leader did nothing. I'm a man who's cognizant of his shortcomings. Had our sect not fallen to its knees, I would never have become his leader. Damn. If my senior brothers had not left Mount Hua, I would have instead spent my days reciting scripture and other holy texts. Their abandonment of Mount Hua proved that they were unworthy of its leadership. I mean, yeah, but it did not say anything about their talent. You are the legitimate leader of the Mount Hua sect, none other. Indeed. And how are our second grade disciples faring? They have adjourned from training and are now focusing on resting their bodies and minds. Sabawa. Sect leader. I must admit that I'm somewhat anxious. Anxious, you say? Do you doubt that our disciples will prove an even match for those of Songnam? I would like to have faith in our boys, but as I'm sure you are aware, sect leader. And what of the third grade disciples? Pardon? The third grade disciples are also entering the Hua Song contest, are they not? How are their preparations coming along? Indeed they are, sect leader. They seem to be training diligently, almost to the point of excessiveness. In fact, it's far closer to excessiveness than diligence. Nonetheless, they're still rookies with very little experience under their belts. Ungyum, what would you do if a mountain blocked the path in front of you? I would crush that mountain. Climb it. A mountain. Walk around it. Well, you would have no choice but to climb it. Hey, I would punch it. If there was a path around it, you would take that path. And if you had the time, you would rest before attempting to climb the mountain. But in the absence of both, you would have no choice but to climb over it. Okay. I'm afraid they might fail to climb it. Even the experience of failure can be invaluable. It will help them in the future as they encounter more mountains and hills on their paths. In principle, the Hua Song contest is a show of friendship between our two sects. Victory or defeat, the outcome matters not. Who are you, Yoda? The true winner will be the sect that advances further through the experience of this amicable exchange. You are absolutely right, sect leader. Am I? Oh, right, yeah, of course. Our guests will have traveled far to reach us. Make sure that they are well looked after. As you command, sect leader. You bought it. Mr. Huang of Yuna Trading Company has also pledged his support, so we will not be left wanting for resources. Summaries. That being said, I hope that Songnam will not begrudge us for our patron's help. Indeed. Well, it is no use worrying now. All will unfold as fate wills it. Yes, sect leader. By your leave, I will oversee the final preparations in advance of the contest. Wait. Victory or defeat, the outcome matters not. How can I call myself a follower of the virtuous path after telling such a brazen falsehood? Hey. Nah, it's not season 2. We're reading it again up until season 2 because the other one is on Patreon. I didn't read it on webtoon. The only difference this time is that we have the record of the 7 Blossom Blades that Chung Myung found. The 7 Blossom Blades alone will not be enough to restore our sect to its past glory. If only we had a Plum Blossom sword style. Oh, predecessors of our great sect. I humbly ask you to watch over Mount Hua. I mean, we will have to do this to some other series as well because of webtoon. Mostly, is it Boundless Ascension? Also, mythic item obtained. The greatest estate developer. So many. Brother, are you sure that Mount Hua was once a member of the 10 great sects? Ugh, I don't care about you, Johan Jung, second greatest self of Songnam sect, eh? For a sect that was supposedly one of the greatest in the realm, its surrounding towns seem awfully tiny and shabby. It's the opposite. It's because of Mount Hua that such a town was even able to form here. In the past, Mount Hua held such power and renown that these towns grew from simply accommodating all those who visited the sect. Gyeomurong Jin, eh? Second greatest apple. Huh, interesting. Interesting. But it looks like those days are long gone now. Honestly, I don't get why they keep holding this pointless contest. It's really not much of a contest when we are facing those Mount Hua mooks. I get more out of practicing my sword strokes instead of wasting my time like this. The elders of our sect must have a good reason for continuing this tradition. Don't speak so heedlessly. I suppose you're right, but... well, I suppose we do have some skin in the game this time around. After all, avenging the humiliation experienced by one of our own is a worthwhile deed in and of itself. Right, Songbak? Second disciple of Songnam. Not even a peep, huh? I mean, that's cause it's not... He wasn't a bad fighter. Chung Myung's just insane. Like, hey, I got nothing to say against him. It's like, hey, you wait until you experience him is all I'm saying. He's become a real silent type since he came running back from that big mess he made. I'm boring. Think we ought to pay Mount Hua back for embarrassing us for the first time in 100 years, senior brother. Indeed. We certainly will. Here I am at Mount Hua once again. In the past, I came here with a light heart. But now I see nothing but his shadow as I look up at Mount Hua. It may very well be that we are all walking into Tiger's den. Lies all freaking Chung Myung. Everything else, yeah, screw it. We'll fucking go. Would you look at these mountains? What madness possessed them to erect their sect somewhere so remote? It's no wonder why they almost became extinct. Leaving the world behind and becoming one with nature is a meaningful way to pursue the virtuous path. Also, it is logical for one who is dedicating oneself to self-reflection and the study of scriptural texts to seek out a place that cannot be easily reached by outsiders. But it's not as though Mount Hua is a Taoist sect. Half of them are non-ascetics. Been up for 23 hours. I forgot to sleep. Well, if you've already been up for 23 hours, then you can do 3 more, right, Maurice? One thing if Wudang were based somewhere like this, but Mount Hua? You're not wrong. Since we're having to climb all this way, the least they could do is make the trip worthwhile. But I'm sure they'll serve us nothing but rabbit food and make us sleep in some ramshackle building again. I don't even care about the food. I'd at least like a comfortable place to sleep. I'd wager even the beggars say there's better lodgings. Great brother, is there a point to carrying on with this pointless exercise? We ought to abolish the Wasan contest for good. Why should we travel all the way to Mount Hua when it appears to offer no benefit for us? I understand your frustration, but I must ask you to be patient. You know how the elders of our sect feel towards Mount Hua? I do, but I don't understand that either. Why are they so fixated upon some failing sect? Because they may still hold some hidden potential, I suppose. Potentially, say. If they had such potential, surely the sect would have been restored to its former glory by now. They've festered in a state of disrepair for nearly 100 years. Is that not a stark display of their potential? Or the lack thereof, rather? After all, every sect has had its heyday at some point. But what matters is the present. You are correct. Mount Hua will most likely stay this way for at least another century. They've made little progress in all the times we've known them. Their strength has waned too far to present us with a challenge. They are not worthy of being included in the 10 great sects. I'm worried they might end up dragging our own standing into the mud along with theirs. Of course you can watch it later, Dion. I'd advise you not to underestimate Mount Hua. Hey, he knows what's up. You might subject yourself to great humiliation otherwise. Shut up. Like what happened to you, senior brother? No need for concern, senior brother. We won't be boosting Mount Hua's ego the way you did when you last ran into them. In fact, rest assured, we will make sure to avenge the humiliation you suffered at their hand. I'm merely advising you not to be so careless. With all due respect, I don't believe they are worthy of such caution. It's only Mount Hua after all. Why do you think I lost? Because you are... What? Huh. Funny. Fine. Do as you wish. But know that the price for your recklessness will be paid by none other than yourself. You should heed his words. Hey. Who gave you that scar? At ease. Adaptation by Alika, original story by Biga. Have you forgotten what happened with Yunha Trading Company? Sung-sama, Elder of Songnam Sect. Of course not, Elder Xiang. We suffered humiliation at the hand of a dying sect. Do you know how furious it made the sect leader? That will be the last time Mount Hua ever embarrasses us. Songnam must no longer be held back in its path to greatness by associating with a third-rate sect like Mount Hua. The sect leader intends to sever our ties to Mount Hua with this final Hua Song contest. Needless to say, if any of you underestimate a Mount Hua disciple and ends up suffering an embarrassment at their hands, you will find no mercy from me. Reverse villain is good. A general on a battlefield leaves no warrior. And the lion exerts his utmost efforts even when hunting a mere rabbit. The point of this year's Hua Song contest is not to simply defeat Mount Hua, to crush their spirit entirely. All of you bear that in mind. Yes, Elder Stung. Now, if you're done idling, let us continue. We should not keep our gracious hosts waiting. No. Mount. Hate him. Is it just me, or are their gates looking much more presentable than they did last year? Huh? I knew Yunnan Trading Company was investing in Mount Hua these days, but it hasn't been that long since the incident with Master Wang. How could they have resolved their financial issues and even rebuilt their gates in such a short length of time? There's no way. They find a few coins and the first thing they do is fix their gates to keep up appearances. I suppose they were able to beg for a few coins somewhere. I see no reason for concern. They may have fixed their gates, but they cannot fix their fundamental flaws. A gate this grand is hardly befitting of Mount Hua. Yeah, of course, we checked, we paid for the gate first, that makes sense. What's up? We are honored that you traveled all this way, Elder Sama. I am Yonsa, an elder of Mount Hua Sect. I believe we have met before. I'm glad to see you again. Did your sect leader not see fit to greet me in person? The sect leader awaits you inside. Seems rather discourteous of him to send his underling to greet us when we've traveled so far, does it not? He's but an elder, yet he demands our sect leader's attendance? Songnam's impudence knows no bounds. Judging by their attitude, it seems they're more determined than ever. Please follow me. We prepared a banquet to welcome the disciples of Songnam. A banquet? I suppose you see the Hua Song contest as nothing but a feast to idly, while away our time. What? Not at all! Either way, it matters not to us. Lead the way. I will meet with your sect leader first. I highly doubt they are receiving any substantial financial support. It's as clear as day, seeing as how they focus their efforts on improving the most visible aspects of the sect, such as their gates and uniforms. Nah, it's just like that was the last thing, while neglecting the more fundamental. What? The training grounds are no longer on dirt. I mean, isn't it maybe better on dirt though? I feel like it's way harder to train on rocks. Not that in this, I mean they crush rocks, I guess it's fine, but like for our knees, for normal people's knees, not good to train on rocks. And the buildings inside the sect grounds are cleaner and more well maintained than ever. So it isn't only the gates they rebuilt. Is something the matter? Seems much has changed with your sect grounds since our last visit. I was not aware there were still those who supported Mount Hua to such an extent. As surely a self-proclaimed great sect such as yours would not stoop to banditry. Banditry? You. Watch your words, Elder Sama. Banditry, you say? We will not tolerate such insinuations. What a load of crap. Hey, Chung Myung. Shut the hell up. Bam. What? What did you just say? Bro, he wasn't talking to you, he was talking to the ground. the hell? Who said I was talking to you, huh? What? What? Did you? What did you just say? Hello. Huh? Me? I'm asking you to repeat what you just said. Oh, that. Oh, he's gonna blame him. I told you to shut up. You think you deserve a break after that poor excuse for a light jog, huh? What a load of crap! Keep running. Fucking love Chung Myung. Just found, but I didn't complain. Ow! Ah! I didn't even say anything. As you can see, I was talking to our trainees. As you can see, we have a sacrificial lamb right here. I guess you heard me. How embarrassing. Does he expect me to believe such a pathetic lie? Doesn't matter if you believe it or not. You, Elders Young, please compose yourself. There's not to be gained from bandying words with a child. Banding. Could you please speak English? Huh? And who might you be, young master? Me? You wouldn't know if I told you. Hmm? Huh. Who knows? Perhaps I would recognize your name if you told me. Would you care to enlighten me? Is that so? Sure, why not? My name is Chung Myung. Chung Myung. The Chung. That's the name of the Mount Hua disciple who is said to have humiliated one of ours. I did not expect him to be so young. This child was the reason we lost all trade with the 10 connected. What do you mean disconnected, you son of a bitch? Reconnection successfully, eh? What was that? You're too far away, so I can't really hear you. Could you come closer and repeat that? Ah, my hearing. What? I said, can you come closer? What? Already losing your hearing at such a young age? I said, come here and repeat what you said. Can't you hear me? Where does Caesarians come from? If it's true that he coughed blood after being struck during his sparring match with his young bug, then his martial prowess is unlikely to be all that high. So how dare he see fit to speak to me this way? Young Master Chung Myung, are you a third-grade disciple? Huh? Uh-huh. So? In that case, that would make me senior to you in rank. Uh-huh. And so what? As such, would it not be more appropriate for you to approach me instead of telling me to come closer? Nah. That is if you possess even a modicum of common courtesy. Oh, really? That makes sense. I think you might be right. In that case, could you pass on exactly what you just said to your elder there? Yeah, let's go. I feel that what I did was far less of a discourtesy compared to how your elder ordered our sect leader to come out and greet him. Huh? Wouldn't you agree? Damn, fire. You lit the match. No, wait. Yeah, and I threw it in the furnace. This isn't what I intended. He's made it seem as though I indirectly criticized Elder Seung's actions myself. He's refraining from saying anything directly, yet he's leading the conversation in such a way that I'll eventually trip over my own words. Come on! It's just getting fun. You. Enough, Elder Seung. You've quite the mouth on you, young man. As you were only seeking to defend your sect leader, I shall allow this offense go unpunished. You couldn't have punished me if you wanted to. You don't own me. Sure, thanks. Also, no one owns me. However, I must point out that your offense cannot be the same weight as mine. Do you know the reason why? I can't say I do. It's down to power. Any offense only becomes an offense if there is somebody to point it out. Well, this is gonna backfire for him later. Oh, is that so? Can't wait for the competition. If it passes without mention, then it simply fades away. So if I kill everyone here, but no one can do anything about it because I'm too powerful, you won't care? What? Nothing. And the right to point out an offense stems from power. An offense caused by powerless trainees such as yourself is indeed an offense. But since I possess power far beyond that of your own, you cannot challenge me for my offense, which therefore does not make it an offense. I just said it wasn't an offense to me though, to the sect leader, which means it is an offense. I think you need to learn how to speak plainly before you can lecture me on manners. Youthful hubris is easily forgiven. However, such hubris will one day become the knife at your throat. Heed my words. Now, shall we continue? As you please, Elder Sama. Fucking trash. When you say nothing. Ugh, fucking trash. Is he gonna say something? Just keep on stepping on him. Hey, there's my friend over there. Hey. What's up? Yeah, he respect. The respect. Bow. It's already irritating to see these thieves traipsing about Mount Hua. And now they go so far as insult our second leader. I was going to keep this amicable, but it looks like they want to start as they mean to go on. What's gone into you? Just what were you thinking? You just talk back to an elder of Songnam. It's an elder, damn it. A load of crap. Ah! Senior brothers, you all saw the crap they pulled, didn't you? Are you happy to just let this slide? No, of course not. But what can we do about it? Senior brothers, listen up. Look at those bastards. If we lose to those sorry bastards, I'll kill you. I'll kill all of you with my bare hands. Fucking fire. You better win. Understood? I don't care if you lose at every other match. I don't care if you go around getting beaten up on the streets. But I won't tolerate you losing to those Songnam thugs. Anyone who makes me witness such a sorry sight will have hell to pay. But I'm not sure we're ready. What? Ready? You don't feel ready? Then you damn well better be ready to die. Go on, lose to them if you dare. That'll be the last thing you ever do. Like, who are you most afraid of? Them or me? Remember you? Of course. So Trey, do you hear me? Did that bother you? I wouldn't go that far. I'm more stunned than anything. How could that boy be so foolish? Leave him be. Those who are weak are often prone to foolishness and hubris. Only an ass who does not know its place can run amok with wild abandon. What? Wild? Wait! Do not let it get to you. We will have plenty of opportunities to punish that insolent fool. That one I got. What? Nothing. I hope so. I wish to see whether he can continue to spout such nonsense once we tear him a new one. Such vulgar words for a member of a virtuous sect to speak. Perhaps so, but they started this. That they did. They are the ones who instigated this little feud. After all, our word is what ultimately holds water, as we are the stronger sect. And in the end, the affairs of martial artists are determined by the sword. No matter how many times we trade words, nothing will change that. This year's Wasan contest should be interesting indeed. Chung Myung. Chung Myung. Strange. His attitude carries a certain nonchalance, unlike 2 years ago. Is it due to Mount Hua's newfound wealth? Whatever the cause of it is, there's no way they're capable of surpassing Songnam. Such baseless confidence. How irritating. Is the tea to your liking? It is certainly fragrant. I must confess, however, that I do not enjoy the fragrance of plum blossoms. Is there a particular reason you dislike the fragrance of plum blossoms? My reason, you ask? A forest exudes all manner of scents, the smell of the earth and the trees, even that of the dewdrops. However, plum blossoms seem to overwhelm every place they occupy with their scent. It is so overpowering that it masks all other scents in its vicinity. The world is a place of balance and harmony. As such, I prefer the subtle fragrance of green tea over the discordant stench of plum blossoms. Why would he bring this up now? He claims the strong scent of plum blossoms disrupts harmony. Is he trying to imply that Mount Hua rejected harmony with Songnam in the past by choosing the path of supremacy? Abandoning the virtuous path and solely seeking profit through strength of arms. But enough small talk about my tea preferences. Let me get to the heart of the matter, Sect leader. We, the Songnam sect, would like this year's Wasan contest to be the last. We no longer wish to continue with this outdated tradition. Why? Why? May I ask your reason for this as well? It's simple. You see, beyond stroking our egos, these pointless sparring matches against Mount Hua yield absolutely no benefit to the growth of our great sect. Surely you agree that the gap between our two sects has widened too far. You! The Wasan contest has always been more than a simple sparring event, Elder Sama. Since its inception, it was intended to foster the friendship between Mount Hua and Songnam. A simple pretense, nothing more. There has been no love lost between our sects. In fact, at this point we're closer to being sworn enemies. It's evident in the way that all of you are glaring at me at this very moment, is it not? And yet have I said a single thing that is not grounded in truth? The relationship between Mount Hua and Songnam is like a broken vase. No endeavor is more pointless than trying to put back together a vase that has been shattered beyond repair. After all, there is no way to undo those cracks. So they wish to abolish the Wasan contest. By bringing the contest to an end, they wish to communicate to the realm that Mount Hua is now officially beneath Songnam. Utter humiliation, indeed. This is far too sudden, Elder Sama. Hardly. It has been a long time coming. Elder Sama? Then, let me ask you one thing. Do you believe Mount Hua, as it stands currently, is worthy of being Songnam's rival? I believe that Songnam has already given Mount Hua all the respect it deserves by humoring it over the years. Humoring us? Elder Sama, you've crossed a line. Crossed a line, you say? Songnam has consistently helped Mount Hua, in spite of our acrimonious past. The Wasan contest has always been held here at Mount Hua, but we never complained about it once. We even provided Mount Hua with financial support each time the Wasan contest was held. Yet still you want more from our sect. Mere excuses. The real reason why the Wasan contest has always been held here is clear to see. They wish to come and gloat at our state of decay and demonstrate their superiority to all the disciples of Mount Hua. As for the financial support they provided us, they only ever funded us just enough so that we couldn't refuse to host the Wasan contest. Surely the sect leader must be as outraged as I am. But the most infuriating thing of all is true. That we cannot refute anything he has said. Sect leader, if you find this difficult to understand, allow me to break it down for you. By the time this year's Wasan contest is done, you won't ever wish to host a contest again. Just something for you to consider if you'd rather not see your disciples' spirits utterly crushed. Elder Sama, does Songnam seek the path of supremacy? That is not up to me to decide. Bang. First off, damn that man and the sect he claims! Songnam has always treated us with arrogance at every Wasan contest, but never as egregious as this. How could a mere elder treat the leader of another sect this way? We must raise an official complaint with Songnam. Let them be. But sect leader, there are times when words have no use. Nothing we say will change our situation now. Besides, we've endured this kind of humiliation before. That is not my primary concern at this point. What I am worried about are our disciples. Now that Songnam has revealed its true intent, this year's Wasan contest will be fiercer than ever. I can endure any pain and humiliation they may throw in my way, but I do not wish for our disciples to face the same. That's right, this year's contest will be fierce. But it's too late to consider cancelling the Wasan contest. Not only that, if we forfeit out of fear before the contest even begins, our trainees wouldn't be able to live it down for the rest of their lives. Sect later, I believe there's hope for us yet. Songnam's goal at this year's contest is to prove themselves superior in the sparring matches, and show the entire Shaanxi region that Mount Hua is no longer a great sect. As our sect's standing is already at rock bottom, a crushing defeat would be fatal to our reputation. Do you not agree that this is what they're planning? I do. But I'm afraid there is not much we can do. There's nothing for us to do, Sect Leader. All we have to do is win the contest. Let us place our faith in our trainees who have been training hard for this moment. Yay! Here we go. Then just maybe we can come out of this stronger than ever. Ayo. It's your turn to prove yourself. Keep running! Faster! Chung Myung. Faster, I tell you! Don't let me catch you or else! You better not let me get to you, okay? I'm gonna fucking murder you. Huh. So good food. It's like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Too good. Wonderful spread indeed. I don't like this not one bit. What? The food is too good for you? Senior brother seems displeased. Yeah, he doesn't like that they have money. I agree, senior brother. Mount Hua's arrogance is on full display here. But in the end, it all comes down to martial prowess, does it not? No matter how much they flaunt their newfound wealth or this delicious feast. What do you mean flaunt it? Just eat it. It's a gift. But it's nothing but fool's gold if the sect cannot back it up with real skill. Why aren't they happy that they get good food? I wish it was just some dry bread and some milk that's gone out of date, okay? Well, fuck it. You're not wrong. And yet, what I truly want is to crush them. It's a flawless victory. Renown, well, martial prowess. I want overwhelming victory in every aspect. I find it displeasing that we can even be compared to full sect like Mount Hua in the first place. We cannot have this poor excuse for a sect consider themselves our equals. Do not forget, we fight for a cause. We swore that our generation would make Songnam the greatest sect in the realm. It enrages me that you all seem to think of this as a leisurely vacation. Steel your resolve. Do not forget our purpose here. Neither Elder Seung nor I will forgive any disciple of Songnam who fails to make the sect proud. Do you hear me? Yes, senior brother. What? Nice speech, nice speech. Well said, Gyumirang. I could not have said it better myself. Greetings, Elder Seung. Greetings, Elder Seung. I'm ashamed. I would never have spoken so heedlessly if I'd known you would join us. Not at all. Like I said, I could not have said it any better. I wish all disciples of our great sect shared your resolve. If I might add, victory should not be our only goal at this year's Songhua contest. What, you want to like destroy them? Kill them? We must ensure that Mount Hua cannot even dare utter the name of Songnam ever again. Do you understand my meaning? Please enlighten me, Elder Seung. He's telling you to break their legs. The purpose of a sparring contest is to test each other's prowess. Ordinarily, refraining from causing actual harm would be a fundamental rule. However, I see that our opponents are much more spirited than usual. There is only so much patience that we can exercise under such circumstances. Huh? I get you. I see, Elder Young. In that case, I'm concerned that they might harm our trainees out of eagerness. And that simply won't do. This sparring contest may be important, but it's not as important as the safety of our disciples. From now on, your priority is to exercise caution and end the sparring contest as quickly as possible with minimal injuries on our part. Huh. Even if you must break a limb or two at times to do so. Of course, Elder Young, I will guide our brothers to bring a safe end to the contest. Excellent. I know I can rely on you, Chung Myung. Now, I have another request to make of you. Please just say the word. That impudent child. Do not allow him to leave the contest without learning his lesson. Do you mean the boy named Chung Myung, Elder Young? Indeed. A boy who has yet to even reach the age of 20, so fit to disrespect me to my face. I will not allow a child like that to besmirch the reputation of our good friends at Mount Hua. What? As such, you will nip this in the bud, as you command. Uryang. Yes, senior brother. This is Uryang Sion, Elder Sion. So he's like the best in that age category. He is still young, but he is the best among our third grade disciples. He is our best bet at defeating Chung Myung. Tomorrow's Hua contest will play out exactly as you wish, Elder Sion. I will make certain of it. Indeed, I have faith in you. This year's Hua contest will herald the golden age of our sect. Prepare to be crushed into the dirt, Mount Hua. Hey, where are you going? Ah, can't sleep. What are you doing out here? Couldn't sleep, brother. Where's Chung Myung? He's sound asleep. Oh, his nerves must be made of steel. The last I saw, he was spread out in bed like a starfish, happily snoring away. I'm worried and envious at the same time. How can he sleep when the Wasan contest is tomorrow? He doesn't care about the Wasan contest. He cares about crushing them. In fact, strictly speaking, it is now the day of the contest, since it's already past midnight. It's not that I have nerves of steel, but rather that you have nerves of limp noodles. What? I wonder if they actually know how strong Chung Myung is, because like, he's not nervous at all. Why? What are you two doing out here so late? I was too anxious to sleep. Anxious? Here he goes again. Yeah, I get it. I know you'll kill us if we lose. Anxiety is for those who are unprepared for the future, is it not? Huh? It's not that we are unprepared. I'm just worried. I might not perform as well as I'd like tomorrow. Brother, do you believe that it would be any different if you had 10 more days to train? 10 more days. No. 10 more days of training like that. The very idea makes me sick. Anxiety does not afflict anyone who has done everything they could to prepare for what's to come. What you feel right now isn't anxiety. It's a lack of self-belief. Even if you are weak, accept yourself and all of your weaknesses. What's important is that you give everything you've got to the task at hand. Have you given everything you got? Yes, we have. That much I can say for certain. Then that's enough for me. No matter what anyone else says, I'll know that you gave it your all. So quit wasting time and get some sleep. Resting and making sure that you are in fighting shape for tomorrow is a valuable skill in itself. Sure, but where are you going? I'm going to train. But the contest is today. Yeah, but who gives a hoot about that? My training is 100 times more important than that farce. Like the contest mean nothing. I need to get stronger. He is really going to train, huh? I see that our worries were in vain. Now that I see Chung Myung acting like his usual self on the day of the Wasan contest, I feel foolish for ever having doubted ourselves like this. Chung Myung is right. We must sleep and recover our strength if we are to give it our all for the contest. Let's go back to bed. Yes, senior brother. He's a strange one. How is it that a few words from him are sufficient for me to let go of the anxiety gripping my heart? Regardless of the outcome of the contest, the third grade disciples will continue to grow stronger with Chung Myung's guidance. Aren't you coming in? Oh, yes, I am. What's that noise? Huh? She's not around, is she? Fuck. That girl Isu or whatever her name was, she better not show her face tonight. Why? I'd tie her to a tree and throw her off a cliff for interrupting my... Wait, tie her to a tree and then throw her off a cliff? You want to throw her with the tree? Oh wait, she's my senior sister, I can't do that. I guess I can't exactly beat her up then. Fuck. Oh, that's annoying. Or should I have to sneak out in the middle of the night to... What? I feel a presence. Damn it, I knew she'd appear out of nowhere again. How the hell did she... Huh? It's not her. This doesn't feel like her aura. Not only that, there are two of them. Two mysterious figures meeting up deep in the mountains in the middle of the night. I smell a conspiracy, alright. Let's see what you're planning, shadowy figures. Bak Cheon? What's he doing here so late? And who's the other one? Huh? What the hell is he doing here? I'm glad to see that you're well, little brother. Holy shit. I look great. What? Except I don't fucking care. What did that suddenly pop away? You seem rather leisurely. It's the reason why I shouldn't be. My dear Dongryung. Oh, he almost couldn't. No, he couldn't hold it. What? Nothing. Not knowing. Oh my god. Do not address me by that name. My name is Bak Cheon. Our parents gave it that name. You cannot abandon it so easily. No matter what you call yourself now, you'll always be Dongryung Jin. Dongryung! That's his real name. Wait, does that mean? Wait, so does that mean those two are brothers? He just says that. One's called Gyumryung and the other is called Dongryung. I love to meet their parents. What were they thinking giving their kids such silly names? I said my name is Bak Cheon. As you wish, Dongryung. In any case, it seems Mount Hua has been treating you well. You seem rather well. If there's something you wish to say, then say it. I simply missed you. That's all. I wonder how my foolish little brother was doing after he left our family in an attempt to become stronger and surpass me one day. I thought you saw the outcome for yourself 2 years ago. I did indeed, but kicking you while you're down never seems to get boring. What a snake. He hides his true self on a kind smile, but I see the vile smirk that lies within which betrays his rotten core. He's always been utterly cruel and ruthless to anyone he perceives to be weaker than himself. I see right through your guys. After all, I was your first victim. I have a proposal for you. If you get on your knees and beg, I might persuade elders to accept you into our sect. What? Cut the crap. I am Bak Cheon, 2nd grade disciple of Mount Hua. My goal is to build Mount Hua into a sect that will surpass Songnam. Do not ever mock me with such a ridiculous notion again. Besides, even if I were to bend the knee, I would receive nothing but your scorn in return. That's the kind of man you are. Brotherhood is truly a strange thing, is it not? To think that you know me so well, despite all our time apart. But you made the wrong choice, little brother. If you wished to surpass me, you should have joined Songnam instead. You would have at least stood a chance then. Yet you chose Mount Hua over Songnam. Why? How could a fallen sect possibly help you defeat me? What a farce. Yes, you're right. At first I joined Mount Hua out of spite towards you. I wanted to lead the very sect that you detested so much and make you pay for scorning and insulting me for all those years. Even if done out of spite, it was a particularly foolish idea. I suppose that's very much in character for you. However, like I said, it was nothing but childish spite at first. But now I can honestly say that I love Mount Hua. I'm proud of my life as Bak Chion, second great disciple and great brother of the Mount Hua sect. Boom. I humbly ask you to make me stronger. I suppose this explains why he asked that of me. If he really does feel pride as a second grade disciple of a dying sect, I have to praise his pluck. Surely you cannot be serious, little brother. Have you taken leave of your senses? Oh, little prick. I won't have you insult my sect. You may find the notion ridiculous, but I learned through time here that happiness is not merely about training at the renowned sect, eating good food, wearing nice clothes, and peacocking in front of others. At Mount Hua, I feel as though my contributions matter. It allowed me to dream and set a goal of building this sect into one of the greatest in the realm. That's right, Mount Hua is what gave me purpose in life. It gave me love despite all of my shortcomings. Love? I've never heard such naive drivel. I see you still have much to learn about the world. Allow me to enlighten you. Your life is already over. Because of the foolish choice you made, you will live out the rest of your life in disgrace as a third-rate martial artist. You'll be stuck here forever, watching from afar as I become the sect leader of Songnam. That doesn't matter. My path is my own. And what a worthless path it will be. Mind you, it ought to be entertaining at the very least. Actually, I'm not sure I can wait that long. I will teach you the folly of your choice right here and now. You will learn how foolish and pitiful a path you've chosen. A fallen sect and its foolish disciple. It's certainly a fitting combination, is it not? Do not utter Mount Hua's name with that foul mouth of yours, or I will rip your... Rip my what? Rip my what? You will do nothing. You are worthless. When the day is done, neither you nor your sect will have any standing left in the world of martial arts. I will be the one to make sure of that. Look forward to it, little brother. Do we truly stand a chance? No. Stop. Do not let yourself waver. I am Bak Chion of Mount Hua. I will restore glory to Mount Hua as its sect leader one day. I'm sure of it. My. I must say, I'm impressed. You! What are you doing here? I didn't sense your presence at all. Hey, Dong Young. You heard everything, I presume. That's right, Dong Young. As your junior brother, I was quite touched. I didn't realize you loved Mount Hua so much. Do not speak of this to anyone else. Some may not take kindly to my relationship with Chung Myung. Jeez. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about a thing, senior brother. I, Chung Myung, pride myself on being one of the least tight-lipped people in the realm. Least tight-lipped. Aren't you just basically saying that you're the biggest blabbermouth in the realm? Anyway, so you're Chung Myung Jin's younger brother, is that right? I'm his sibling by birth, but we are not particularly close. We come from different mothers. And ever since I was young... Yeah, I've heard enough. I didn't ask for your backstory, like, or your sad story. Like, come on, sad past. No. I don't need to hear your boring, nitty-gritty origins. Let me take a wild guess. You were either an illegitimate son or the youngest. You were bullied by your gifted older brother, so you left home, blah, 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 blah. And eventually you ended up at Mount Hua. Am I right? I'd appreciate it if you didn't reduce my lifetime to a trope, but it is a trope. And a bad one at that. Cliched though it may be, my path was not so easy. You did well. Huh? I said you did well. You made the right choice coming to Mount Hua. No matter what your origin or background may be, you became a disciple of Mount Hua the moment you set foot in these mountains. I will prove to you that you made the right choice in abandoning Songnam and joining Mount Hua instead. This is not something I'd expect to hear from a child. Yet somehow his words are giving me a sense of profound tranquility. He'll prove it to me, as I. But when? What do you mean when? Tomorrow? Today? Oh wait, it's today. Today, obviously. It's our turn to take those Songnam thugs down a peg. It's time to let loose and cause havoc, senior brother. It's time to break some legs. What? Bones. So many bones. You all seem rather tense this morning. No, we don't. There's no need for you to be so nervous. The outcome of today matters little. All I want from the Wasangan is for you to grow from me. What the fuck are you talking? I'm not scared of you. I'm scared of Chung Myung. Chung is gonna kill me. What? Nothing. No matter what the outcome is, you are all proud disciples of Mount Hua. I hope you will remember that. Wasn't much of a speech. The Sect leader words did not raise the morale of all those entering the sparring contest. That's like some of the worst thing I ever heard. Everything you do will not matter. What? If you win, don't care. If you lose, don't care. Nor did they inspire those hearing them to fight tooth and nail for the honor of the Sect. That was fucking weak. And yet, he definitely lightened the burden weighing down the hearts of our disciples. I mean, that is true though. Like, but still, no motivation though. I will be watching you all. I bid you all good luck. Unless I have to go to the toilet, then I won't be able to watch the match. But you know, old man bladder, you know. What? Too much information. What did you miss? Well, we've been reading from 52 and now we're on 58. But it will be up on YouTube anyways. After it's done. Contest about to begin. Songnam, we hate you. Dun, 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 dun. You cannot enter. What? Outside guests are prohibited from attending the contest. Please turn back. One does not simply walk into Mount Hua. We do. Huh? What is the meaning of this? Say later. These people are insisting on entering the grounds to watch the Wasan contest for themselves. What? Their lavish attire speak on their behalf. Besides, I even recognize some of them. These are prominent figures from across the Shaanxi region, including the heads of its 10 major trading companies and local officials. Why would they wish to attend the Wasan contest? You son of a bitch. And show the entire Shaanxi region that Mount Hua is no longer a great sect. How devious. Are you not aware that we do not allow outsiders on our grounds without permission? I'm trying, Sect Leader, but how could you fall for such an obvious ruse? Forgive me, Sect Leader. Are you suggesting that we orchestrated this, Sect Leader? I assure you, we had no hand in this. Songnam had no hand in this. Is he telling the truth? Then who else could have brought all these prominent figures? Then how could this have happened? Explain, Unam. Well, I tried to stop him at first, Sect Leader. But the one who brought them all here was, you know, the dude, the one and only. It is I, Sect Leader. What? Master Huang, what brings you? It is good to see you again. I felt that an event of this nature deserved an audience, so I took it upon myself to invite a few people along. Not a bad idea at all, Master Huang. Indeed. The final Songhua contest deserves to be celebrated by all of Shaanxi. Yeah, you did what I told you. Father, I have a letter from young Master Chung Myung. A letter? Yes, here it is. To the esteemed Master Huang, we would be grateful if you could arrange a crowd of influential and prominent figures to attend the Wasan contest. I did as you bade me, young master. What comes next is beyond my reckoning. Bang. Now the stage has been set. Attention! All the souls of Mount Hua and Songnam. This year's Hua Song contest. Bam. Me. Shall hereby commend. First round competitors. Victory. Senior brother. We believe in you. You cannot lose, senior brother. You got this, senior brother. Senior brother! Why are we so stupid in setting out our strongest one against their strongest one? What? Why? What if we want to win? Like if we don't want flawless, if we don't want them to be flawless, then why the fuck aren't we using this one against someone weaker? And then he wins. Oh, how exciting indeed. I'm surprised that the top disciple of each sect are facing off in the very first match. Will this match not essentially determine the outcome of the entire sparring contest? Not really, no. Indeed, it's not an exaggeration to say that this particular match will demonstrate how the rest of the contest will turn out. Not true. Like, they could have like one super talented one that beats Mount Hua, and then everyone else will be trash. So they lost 4 out of 5, right? Indeed. I hear that Myung Jin is a generational prodigy who's set to open a new era for Songnam. He certainly looks the part. I agree. He's the very image of a young hero from fables of old. Yet I could say the same for the young master from Mount Hua. In fact, the two young men seem to bear some resemblance. They're also rather aptly juxtaposed, each dressed in black and white, respectively. Huh, how fitting. I look forward to their bout. I doubt Mount Hua has anyone with the caliber of Myung Jin, however. I see you chose not to turn tail. I would never run from a fight with Songnam. And especially not from you. Lofty words. Let's see if your skills can measure up. I am Bak Chian, second greatest sub of the great Mount Hua sect, and its future sect leader. That's a bit... Well, what? Presumptuous. Also the crouching tiger sword. What? Tiger clothing. My goodness. I know that technique. I know that technique. It's a series of lightning fast attacks reminiscent of a crouching tiger pouncing on its prey. I've seen senior brother Bak Chian use it before, but never with such power and intensity. It's making the famous Myung Jin back away, unable to block his attacks. So this is a result of his isolation training. Damn. Whoa. Hey, let's go. We can do this. When did Bak Chian reach such a high level? Chung Myung! I think he's winning. No, he's not. Senior brother Bak Chian has the upper hand over Myung Jin, but he hasn't touched him yet. Yeah, I get it. At this rate, he might really win this. Like, nah, he's losing. I doubt it. He needs to land a hit before he can even think about winning. Huh? Can't you see he hasn't actually landed a single strike yet? Does he really look like he's winning to you? Why? How could this be? How could this be? I'm better than you. No, you're not. Sorry, brother. You just not on my level. Not on my level. What? Why? Why? Why can't I hit you? How? Damn it! Ah! Oh! Take that! Yo, he just dodged it. The disrespect of not attacking back. How could this be? How could he fucking knee on me? What? Damn it! Why can't I strike him? What? He's so far beyond me. It's as though I'm looking up at a sheer cliff towering above me, tall enough to block out the sky. I can scarcely find the courage to begin the climb, let alone ascend to the top. For all the hard work I put into this day, all that time spent training, it all has to mean something. And still just like, huh? Go! Super blast. What? Bro, one swing. Is he out? Is he out cold? Come on, can't give up after one hit. Although it does seem pretty much impossible to win this. Have you had your fun? You... Oh, hey, hey! Give up! Raise the white flag, come on. Ah, you fool. Did you truly believe Mount Hua's pathetic techniques would give you hope in hell of defeating me? Chung Myung is like, oh, you did not just say that. Allow me to dispel any such delusions firsthand and expose the sheer folly I see in you and everything you hold dear. Ah. I thought I had closed the gap between us. Fuck. Throw it in the volcano. What? Damn. Still has some fight left in him. I mean, yeah, it's a reread, but it's on Patreon. But I want it to be on YouTube as well, and then we need to read it on webtoon. Just saying. Why can't I get anywhere near him? Oh, close. What? How did you cut him there? It's a lot of blood. I see you still have some fight in you despite barely being able to stand. Yet that's all you have. You will never be able to lay a finger on me as long as you live. But why? What is it that you still fail to understand? I'm just more talented than you. I made myself quite clear. The gap between Mount Hua and the great Songnam sect is nigh insurmountable. Mount Hua's martial arts are no match for Songnam, and so it shall remain. Though centuries and millennia may pass, if you hope to have any chance of becoming my equal, you do well to leave Mount Hua at once. There's no future for you here. All that's in store for this fallen sect is scorn and ridicule. I will not leave Mount Hua. I am a disciple of Mount Hua. How valiant of you. However, you should not expect any sympathy from me. How unfortunate. Perhaps I should have made that clearer. See you there, brother! See you there, brother! He's done. Shit. Did you have to go that far? Like it was already done. What is the meaning of this? The meaning of what? This is a sparring contest. There was no need for you to harm your opponent to this extent in a mere sparring match. That is why I graciously stayed my hand. What? Do you think he would still draw breath if I had taken this match seriously? Calm your anger. I'm as surprised as you are. I didn't know he was that weak. I did not expect him to fall so easily. I'd hoped he would at least block a single strike. I apologize on his behalf for such a poor showing. Takes your brother to the physician's office right away. Yes, brother. Since you're so sure of Songnam's superiority, pray allow me to experience it for myself. Indeed, I will. Siohan, I believe it's your turn. Siohan. Yes, inner brother. Oh, fucking hell. Huh, what a splendid display indeed. Well, the boy named Park Cheon was also stronger than I'd expected. I see that Kim Myung-jin's prowess is beyond question. Truly fitting of the title of #1 prodigy in Shangxi, as they say. I agree. With disciples like him, is it not clear that Songnam deserves to be known as the greatest sect of the Shangxi region? You're not wrong there. Of course, Mount Hua also showed marked improvement, but I would wager that Songnam offers a much higher return on investment. Merchants only care about one thing: money! They talk of nothing but money and investments, while a young man who has been beaten to pulp is being carried away unconscious. I may be a merchant myself, yet these men make me despise my own profession. In any case, young Master Chung Myung, just what are you thinking? With the way he brazenly raised the stakes by gathering the region's notable figures, I thought that perhaps he had some ingenious plan. I mean, yeah, for his years, he didn't do anything for them. When the contest continues this way, there will be no way for Mount Hua to restore its former reputation. Rather, you will be hastening the Sect's demise. Young Master Chung Myung, I pray that I did not place my faith in you in vain. Was he and brother Bakshi gonna be alright? Most likely not. Do you think he's badly injured? Definitely looked that way. I understand that you two have your differences, but aren't you being a little too flippant? He's still your senior brother, you know. You truly feel no remorse after seeing your senior brother suffer such a crushing defeat? Calm down, brother. Have you no respect for him as his junior brother? I said to calm down. What did you expect? What? What? Did you really think he stood a chance? I had no expectations of us winning the Wasan contest. But I thought we could at least manage not to embarrass our sect. Because we worked so hard for this day. Was rejoining the 10 great sects such a lofty goal to aim towards? If hard work was all it took, we would all be grandmasters by now. The important thing isn't just to work hard, but try to work smart. Now watch closely. All of the second grade disciples are going to lose their bouts. All of them? All of them. There's one who might have a chance of winning, but it doesn't look like she'll be competing today. Why isn't she competing? None of them will even manage to eke out a draw. So we're all just going to lose? Lose? No. I said they were going to lose. I didn't say we were going to lose. I never said we were going to lose. Huh? But you just said... I was just talking about the second grade disciples. Anyway, start warming up. We'll need to do something extra flashy to grab everyone's attention. We will? Told you. Giving up already? I think you can take a few more hits. No bark, no bite. Hey, don't compare me to him. Let's see how long you can keep that smile on that wretched face of yours. I'm glad we don't have to like see every goddamn bout from the second grades when he's just they're gonna lose. 9 losses in a row. Say later, sir, we must put a stop to this. At this rate, our third grade disciples will also be crushed like lambs to the slaughter. It is out of my hands. Pardon? How am I supposed to stop the contest now? There is no way. We can stop this now. In front of all of the notable figures of Shang-Chi. This is probably why he got them there as well, though. Like, maybe we would have stopped it before. How could I possibly tell them that we must end the contest early, since we are simply no match for Songnam, and continuing the contest will only result in our disciples getting hurt? I would effectively be announcing that Mount Hua has met its demise. That cannot be. That is one line that we must not cross. It's not to save face for my own paltry honor, but if we wish to preserve even the tiny sliver of hope for Mount Hua to revive itself one day, I cannot possibly concede defeat this early. The die has been cast. That is all I have to say. Sect later. 10 in a row. 10 in a row. 10 consecutive wins. I cannot have hope for a better outcome. Our sect has been dreaming of this day for generations. To think that I would be the one to witness this great achievement. This entire affair is a little too one-sided, is it not? At this point, I can hardly tell whether Songnam is whether Songnam is unusually stronger or Mount Hua is appallingly weak. Huh. I suppose this is the end of Mount Hua, a once great sect. You took the words right out of my mouth. The public opinion has totally shifted in favor of Songnam. Now all that's left is to stomp them all down to the very last rookie, so that Mount Hua will never regain its footing. What a clear, beautiful day. You know, Chung Myung's just gonna like jump on there. It's far too nice a day to serve as a backdrop of such a tragic sight, but... Next! We'll begin the sparring contest between the third grade disciples. It's our turn now. 10 straight losses. We should be feeling confident after months of hard training. But the reality laid out before our very eyes is enough to snatch away any shred of confidence we might have been able to hold on to. Well, Chung Myung is about to get out there. Chung Myung? I'm angry too, but please calm down. Calm down! The first third graded competitors will be... Stop him! Hold on to him at all costs. Compose yourself, Chung Myung. You're supposed to be the last one on. This is the time for this, you bright. Oh, I'm not gonna be last. I'm gonna first. Come on. I mean, that's the entrance though. Holding him back. The ragged dog. What? Chung Myung, what does he think he's doing? Give me an opponent. I don't care who it is. Step up right now. What? Before I trash every last one of you. Who is this delusional fool? Huh. I see their little mud skipper is finally starting to flip out. Urya. Yes, your brother. I wasn't expecting him to fight first, but this changes nothing. Go out there. Beat him. Show that brat his proper place. Yes, senior brother. Chung Myung, I will beat that insolent mouth of yours shut. I am Uryang Sion, a disciple of... Yeah, you're getting smacked. Not even going to get that out. Song. Bam! Yeah, that means nothing to me. Get the fuck out of here. Say your prayers, little boy. Say your prayers. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, I wasn't ready yet. I don't care. You think I'm gonna let you power up? I don't care. What? What just happened? For a moment, it seemed as though he simply disappeared. How did he move faster than my eyes could see? I'm an elder of the Songnam Sect. This is impossible. So, get up. Get up! Quit being such a crybaby. I didn't even put any chi behind that. A dishonorable thug to attack him while he was in the midst of talking. Does Mount Hua know nothing of common manners? Manners, my ass. Are you going to shake hands or share a cup of liquor with every enemy you face on the battlefield? Yeah. Good. Hurry up and stand. There's a limit to how patient I can be. Hey, are you alright? Are you alright there? I can do this all day. Fucking rainbow? Yay. Let's go. He might actually die at this rate. I mean, not that I have any sympathy for these Songnam tools, but I don't want my first opponent in my new life toppled out of death from a punch during a sparring match. Shouldn't we get this guy to physician or something? I've never seen anything like this happen before. I will consult each sect first. Ripping them off. I'm fine. Fight. Fight. Damn, he lost a tooth. Huh? Does he still have some fight in him? Yay, let's go. Not bad for a Songnam thug. You dastardly coward. Huh? Have you no shame at all? Shame for what? I will tear you to pieces and throw your carcass to a pack of wild dogs. What? It's too late to seek my forgiveness, even if you get on your knees and beg, you bastard. And here I was actually having some respect for you. Not anymore. I'll pummel you, your face so hard, and even your parents will recognize you. Okay, that's too far. Okay, I'll take back what I said. Sure, let's keep going then. Huh? What? I felt a tiny bit bad for you earlier, but I'm over it. Nah, I no longer hold any useless feelings of sympathy for you. Bring it on. You won't be able to touch a single hair on my head. I can assure you of that. You bastard. Uryang. Do not give in to rage. Do not underestimate your opponent either. Could you imagine if he like got hit while he was looking at him? Hey, don't look away from me during battle. Not bad, you almost managed to bait me. Bait you? Yeah, okay, sure, whatever. But now prepare for your merciless defeat at my hand. It is I whom you won't be able to lay... Oh, it is I whom you won't be able to lay a finger on. Actually, I already did. I'm going to kill you. You ain't a little mud skipper. Mud skipper? I don't like that. Oh god, he's done. Yeah, that was nice. Seriously? That's the problem. Yo, you're not gonna let him. You know he was done after that one hit, but Chung Myung's just gonna keep him in the air with that sword. With kids these days, you have no respect. No respect, I say. Oh god, combo. Yeah, you're just taking that Super Smash combo. He's keeping him in the air. Take that in the nuts, you. Oh, bam. No. I'm done. I think he's unconscious. See? You couldn't even touch me. Wait, don't take those out. He's gonna bleed to death. Don't look so shocked. 1 out of 10. Easy win. What did I just witness with my own eyes? Is it possible that I'm dreaming right now? Did Chung Myung just defeat a 3rd grade disciple of Songnam? Not only that, he did it so quickly. And with such overwhelming dominance. Sect leader! Oh my god, he must have known this. Did that really just... Huh? Sect leader! What? My golden goose! You too, brother Hyunsung. Wait. How on earth could that child be so strong? This makes no sense. He stood no chance of winning. Well, thanks for the encouragement. How did he win? What are you talking about? One of our disciples just won. You should be celebrating. You're both acting like you bet money against him or something. Fuck, I bet all my allowance. I bet every single penny I have to my name. And he fucking won. Yeah, it is on Patreon. But I didn't read it on webtoon, and I want it on the channel, so that's why. How long has it been since that child entered the sect? Barely even 6 months, sir. 6 months. Not even a year. So he beat a disciple of Songnam after only 6 months of training. And in such a crushing manner too. How could he possibly reach such a level in only half a year? Are you sure he had no prior training before he came to us? Yes, sir. Having said that, even I do not know the true extent of his martial prowess. He's rather a secretive child by nature. Huh. I knew Chung Myung was a stroke of luck for Mount Hua, but this is yet another level. I believe it would be unfair to expect any more from Chung Myung. Especially considering how much she has already done for the sect. However, the martial talent that he just displayed demonstrates his boundless potential. It is beyond anything we've seen before. Hopefully he keeps going there, dragging the big weak fighters. He's a true prodigy. In any case, I suppose that's one victory for Mount Hua. At least this ought to help us save face before the crowd. Save face? No. This is far beyond merely saving face. It's possible that Mount Hua has discovered a generational prodigy capable of leading the sect for the next century. He doesn't want to do that though. It would seem that Mount Hua won that bout. I should think so too. It was a rather one-sided affair, wouldn't you agree? Indeed, I imagine the Songnam disciple was no slouch either, considering he was sent out as their first competitor. I never knew that Mount Hua had such talented disciples. I expected as much, of course. Although I did not witness young master Chung Myung's martial prowess during the incident at the Yunhua Trading Company, still being unconscious at the time, there was a reason why I chose to invest in him nonetheless. The young master is not the kind of person to fight a losing battle. It's possible that he had already predicted this turn of events. If so, we are all in for a surprising outcome to the contest. Surely it was not by chance that he beat the boy from Songnam. I agree. It would be an understatement to say that his skills are beyond his years. By now they'll all have realized what a catch young Master Chung Myung is. But it would be of no use since I've already laid my claim. Still, this is but a single victory after a string of defeats. If the rest of Mount Hua's third grade disciples lose, then all it proves is how talented that one child is alone. And yet such doubts are not unfounded either. Now, time to show your worth, young master. Was your victory nothing but an aberration? Or the herald of Mount Hua's resurgence? Was it just a pebble falling in the road? Or was it a giant mountain in the way? Oh, that felt good. How can he look so pleased after thrashing another person into the ground? What a real piece of work. Good work! Well done, Chung Myung. You should have stomped that kid even harder. I feel like you've added years to my life. Ha! You're the best, Chung Myung. Outstanding performance. That was amazing. No wonder you're so cocky. I guess you can really put your money where your mouth is. That was over in the flash. Ah, it's nothing. Quit fussing over me. Go back to your seats. I'm trying to watch the match. Senior brother. You win. It's my turn next. Chung Myung did his part. In fact, he went above and beyond that. I need to keep this momentum going. I'm prepared to die. What are you standing for? Get out there already and beat him! This bastard always has to get the final word. Well, there's no use arguing. Do you have any advice or words of encouragement? Maybe some tips on fighting Songnam style? If I did, would it make a difference? Just go. All you have to do is kick their behinds as much as you can. I see. I will try. Try my ass. Beat him. I can feel the weight of their expectations. In their eyes, there's a glimmer of hope. I'll keep emptying it. Oh. What? They're not. Yo, Ravenwing, don't you dare call them filler characters. They're not filler characters. In their eyes, there's a glimmer of hope. But if I lose my match. If there's any filler characters, it was like the first. No, wait. It's first year? No, 30 years, I mean. Senior brother! Yes. If you lose, you're dead. You're dead. You die. Huh? I can feel it. The wind has shifted in Mount Hua's favor. I, Yunjung, a third grade disciple of Mount Hua, hereby challenge the Songnam Sect to sparring match. Gongjin. Yes, senior brother. Get out there. Blow that arrogant fool to smithereens. Understood? How dare they steal the thunder from my flawless victory. Chung Myung. I admit you're more capable than I'd expect. Indeed, I was caught off guard. The rest of your motley bunch. But the rest of your motley bunch won't fare so well. You may have won the battle, but Mount Hua will not win the war. We will not allow that to happen. Says who? Says me. Okay. It's been 2 years. No, perhaps not even as long as that. Was it him as well? Yo, it's the same dude! They would have gone the same way as before. If it hadn't been for Chung Myung. I'd suffered one crushing defeat after another in my sparring matches against Songnam. I felt that all of my training had been for naught. I felt a sense of hopeless despair, as though none of my hard work would ever amount to anything. We were all succumbing before that seemingly unsurmountable wall of despair. But one of us refused to give up no matter what. It was senior brother Bak Chian. Then one day, a new trainee suddenly appeared out of the blue to change our lives forever. Chung Myung. Because of him, the last 6 months have been utter hell. But we were able to dedicate ourselves to training like never before. I wonder if our training has closed the gap between us and Songnam at all. Why do I feel like it's done way more? It's difficult to say for sure, but no matter what happens, I won't go down without a fight. You've been training way harder than Songnam. I think there's no need to ban any words. I'll show you just how much I pulled my strikes out of pity during our last bout. If you expect me to thank you for your condescension, enough. Let our swords do the talking. He's using the same stance as last time. Fast and straightforward offensive. And clearly predictable sword arcs. Yet I never managed to block a single one of his strikes. Not this time. Bam. I see you haven't been idling these past few years. Nonetheless, your efforts have been in vain. Wait, what? His attacks are rapid yet weighty. How can he transfer such heft into his swings when he's moving so swiftly? He feels twice as strong as the last time I faced him. Is this Gongjin's true prowess? And yet, I feel as though... What, you can beat him? I can see through all of his attacks. Bro, is he gonna ask? Are you doing everything? What? How could this be? Are you still playing with me? Not only did he block my sword, he even pushed me back. He's just come. Are you underestimating me? What? Wait, is that it? Yo, I fucking love this. Like, wait, is that it? What? I mean, I'm not trying to be rude. It's just like I'm just wondering. Is that all we got? It's not, right? No, I'm no. I'm not mocking you at all. I'm genuinely asking. You're not taking it easy just to embarrass me or anything like that, are you? Are you planning to lure me into a false sense of security that suddenly unleash? Do not flatter yourself. You merely blocked a few attacks out of sheer luck. Wait a second. So that actually was your best. Damn. You arrogant bastard. Bam. Huh. Well, if that was your best, then I guess I can just finish this. Huh. I kicked him. Chung Myung, what have you done to us? Chung Myung, what kind of monster have you made me? What? I just fixed your fundamentals. They were trash. Ah! This is a fair fight now. I've trained countless hours for this. All I have to do is use the stance I practice every single day without fail. High guard. Every feint and sword stroke comes from the tip of my fingers. My legs are as heavy and steady as a mountain. And my eyes are as watchful as a hawk. And then... when it's time to strike... That's right, add to that the spirit of mortal blow with each strike. With every strike you must aim to render a second strike unnecessary. There will be no hesitation whatsoever. Ah! Well, he dead. He done. He done so. He done for. He finito. Damn. Finished him. Fatality. He's gonna go through that sword. Come on, break it. Oh, this bout's over. What? Chung Myung is like the only one who's going to be like, yeah, it's obvious. Obvious win. I knew it. Thanks for the sparring match. Thank you for the sparring match. What? Yeah! He won! Brother Yunjong actually won. He managed to beat Songnam. Sect leader, I have no regrets. I have no regrets. I am ascending. This is no time to ascend to heaven. I am ascending. The sect leader. I'm on my way. Senior brother Hyunsung, the sect leader, has fainted. Senior brother. Bro, a flawless victory. Huh. Brother, tell me your secret. No, no secret. What must I do? Just walk out there. You'll know. Gil, be at ease. I'm sorry. This match is yours to win. You'll understand once you get up there. How did you do it? Do what? Ensure that we'd win, I mean. It's simple. I just tipped the scales in your favor. It's true that Songnam's disciples are strong. They're highly skilled for their age, but that is also their weakness. Their strengths and skill are their weakness? What does that mean? They've jumped over a few hoops. They've been taught far too much before they've had the chance to mature. But is it not a good thing to learn and master as many techniques as possible? Training martial arts is like building a tower. The sturdiness of its foundation determines how high the tower can be built. Unfortunately, for them, they've added level after level to their tower before even having constructed the first floor properly. And they're now trying to reinforce its structure as they go along. What do you think would happen if that top-heavy tower collides with a tower that's built on a solid foundation, but are way smaller? I imagine it would topple over. That's right. The essence of martial art is simple. It's to utilize one's body as efficiently as possible, to strike the opponent as accurately as possible. From these roots, sprouts begin to take shape, eventually forming the system, forming the stem and growing into branches. As we train, we become faster, more precise, more resilient. All I did was to help you all to not lose sight of those roots. See? Brother Jogol even moves differently from the way he did before. His feet are firmly planted on the ground. His sword arcs are clean and true. And his eyes are able to calmly observe everything around him. And most importantly, he now has the focus to channel every last bit of his power into each strike. That's all he needs for now. The basics are more than enough to defeat other trainees around his age. Could that be true if it's really so... Could that be true? If it's really so easy, then why do the other sects not train the same way? Easy? Chung was just like, wait, easy? You've had it easy? Should I up the training? Easy. Are you saying that your training regimen so far has been too easy? No, not at all. That's not what I'm saying. It's just that it seems rather simplistic. Really? In that case, why don't you spend over half of each day studying, conduct yourself with propriety at all times, faithfully serve your parents, be magnanimous towards the weak, refrain from coveting wealth, show deference to your superiors while also respecting those below you, build friendships with heartfelt sincerity, and remain true and loyal to your country. Can you do all that without fail for the rest of your life? Probably not. Why not? That's all you have to do to become a sage. Simple, right? I think I understand his point. Everyone in the realm knows what it takes to become a true sage, but not everyone wants to do it, or can do it. However, only a handful of people in each era can stay true to such ideals and become known as true sages. Chung Myung means to say that most ordinary people will not put their principles into practice, no matter how well they know and understand them. Steadily falling drops of water can, over time, even pierce through rock. Devote yourself to whatever you wish to achieve. There is nothing more precious than hard work. The wise always demand endless hard work and devotion from us. Why do you think that is? It's because not everyone is capable of it. To train until you are a death's door, push yourself to the limit every time and utterly dedicate yourself to your goal. If you're able to adhere to such unfeasible principles, this is what happens. But without you, we could never... This is your glory, not mine. You'd already won by the time you endured everything I put you through. A baby bird whose wings haven't even properly formed will face a rude awakening once it leaps into the sky in order to take flight. And without the firmness of the ground beneath its feet, it has no hope of soaring. I never realized there was such deep meaning hidden behind such brutal training methods. Chung Myung, where did you learn all this? Another victory! Incredible! Wow! That's 4 straight wins. Aside from Jogol and myself, the other 7 competitors are roughly at the same level of skill. Let's go, you can do it! The fact that the first few have won easily already means that the outcome of the later bouts ought to be much the same. In other words, there's a chance that we might win all 10. I did it! I won! Glory to Mount Hua! Victory for all 3rd grade disciples! That's 10 consecutive victories. 10 straight losses, followed by 10 straight wins. Although we are tied, the difference in morale is as clear as night and day. Between Mount Hua and Songnam. Chung Myung, we won! We actually won! He's like, won? Won? What you mean we won? It's a draw. A draw ain't good enough. Thanks to you, we won? You think this is it? Huh? You think this is enough? Don't forget, we lost 10 bouts earlier. With these 10 victories, we are just breaking even for a draw. Still, that in itself is... No, I don't think you understand. A draw is not good enough for me. A draw is not good enough. To hell with that. No, please. I would consider it a lifelong humiliation if I ever allowed myself to be content with a draw. Just be happy with the outcome for once. Damn it, everyone else is celebrating. From the beginning, accepting a draw was never an option. I have yet to make Songnam pay for stealing the Plum Blossom sword style. Further, they insulted our sect leader in front of all those at Mount Hua, and sought to humiliate our sect while enjoying our hospitality as guests. Are we supposed to let them walk all over us? Not on my watch. Brothers, I have a plan in mind. Watch everything I do closely, to the very end. You might learn something. With that, our gaze became fixed upon Chung Myung's every step. So I've done it. It was the first of countless times we would watch his back as he walked before us. That was the moment Chung Myung became the leader of Mount Hua. Damn. Damn. Boy. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Hallowed predecessors. To think that this day has finally come. I always believed that such a thing was possible, but not in my lifetime. Sect leader, our boys have done it. Ha! Indeed, they certainly have. I'm so proud of them. I'm utterly speechless. I can only exclaim my joy again and again. Now I can finally face my predecessors without shame. Chung Myung's about to do something. No. What is Chung Myung doing? You pathetic fools. You useless pathetic fools. You mean to return to Songnam with your tails between your legs. You worthless parasites have stomped the proud name of Songnam into the mud. How could you possibly lose to these Mount Hua hicks in front of such a distinguished crowd, you nincompoops? 10 straight losses. This means a draw. A draw against Mount Hua. You completely tarnished Songnam's flawless victory in the first half. How dare you? Excuse me. Not at all. That's over with. I have a question I'd like to ask. Master Wang. What is it, young Master Chung Myung? As a spectator, I believe you're able to provide an informed answer for what I'm about to ask you. In your opinion, who won this contest? Who won? I see. Young Master Chung Myung has no intention of letting the contest end in a draw. By asking me so candidly, he's seeking a likewise candid answer from me. I would like to consult the other esteemed guests first. I agree with the young master that there must be a clear outcome to the contest. Well, if we have to declare a winner, shouldn't the victory go to Songnam, since they were the ones who won the secondary grade disciples matches? Come on, that's quite absurd. The entire premise of the Hwasong contest is to gauge the future of each sect, is it not? In terms of future potential, Mount Hua's 3rd grade disciples surely tipped the scale in their favor. That makes no sense at all. Songnam's 3rd grade disciples are all younger than those of Mount Hua, are they? Going by those standards, Mount Hua's 2nd grade disciples are younger than those of Songnam. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What? As you can see, young master, the answer to your question seems rather difficult to discern. It seems that way. And I don't think anyone would be wholly satisfied if we let the contest end like this. So I have a suggestion. Why don't we have a tiebreaker round to determine the true winner? The 10 winners from Songnam against the 10 winners from Mount Hua. The winners of their respective bouts can fight each other. What? Then the outcome will be beyond dispute. But they're all second grade and we're only third grade. On one condition. If we're going to do this, let's do this right. Rather than boring sparring matches, where each person only fights once. Here we go. Because Chung Myung knows the other ones can't win. This time, let's say the winner stays on and fights the next person on the opposing team. Fighting as many times as he can. The side with the last man standing wins. How about it? Let's go. It's do or die. What? Sparring? Winner stays on. Chung Myung, who are you to even speak on behalf of your sect, let alone propose a duel with Songnam? Are you so delusional as to believe that you have such a right? In that case, just ask your sect leader yourself. No, oh no, in that case, just ask our sect leader yourself. He's right over there. You can just ask him. He's sitting right next to you, so that ought to be easy enough. Do you even understand? Do you even understand who you're talking to? Your complete lack of manner. What an intriguing proposal. Now that's something I'd like to see. I wonder how Mount Hua third grade disciples will fare against Songnam's second grade disciples. A matter of fairness aside, I would be more than happy to have this thrilling spectacle continue for a while longer. Then we are in agreement. I'm looking forward to it. Hear, 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 hear. I believe that just leaves the two sect leaders to approve of the match. Chung Myung, what exactly are you planning? I think you should permit it, sect leader. What? Really? How could I possibly permit such an outlandish notion? Chung Myung possesses wits far beyond his years, though his methods can be rather forceful at times. I never once thought of him as someone prone to foolishness. In fact, sometimes I even felt as though his wisdom was superior to my own. There's no way that he hasn't considered the same doubts that are on our minds. He doesn't have any doubts. Mostly because he's gonna wipe the floor with them. He must have a plan, so let us place our faith in him. Fine. Mount Hua approves of this match. You can't say anything back now. Like he has to approve of it. Or it seems like the third grade disciples of Mount Hua are better than the second grade of Songnam. In that case, Songnam accepts your challenge. There we go. He just like hook, line, and sinker. Checkmate. Hey! What's up? What were you thinking? How are we supposed to be second grade disciples? They're on a whole other level. Besides, they have Myung Jin, the greatest prodigy in Shangxi. Wait, could it be that we're now strong enough to beat even Myung Jin? Have you really grown so powerful? Like, what the fuck you think about? No, obviously not. Huh? Beat who now? Senior brother, are you being serious right now? Huh? I mean, I just got carried away with your ridiculous proposal. Well, dream on. You don't have a chance in hell. Beat Myung Jin my ass. Jogol might have a chance of beating one of the other second grade disciples. But the other will get hopelessly trampled as soon as Myung Jin steps up. No matter how solid their basics are, he's different. He's built different. Myung Jin is on an entirely different level. Then what are we to do? Do you even have a plan? A plan? I don't need a plan. I just need my fist. You know, war of attrition. While the first 9 do their best to exhaust Myung, that Chung Myung brat will step up last and ensure path to victory. That devious little rat. It's irrelevant as long as I keep winning, elders young. They can bring 10 or 20, it makes no difference. I'll take on whomever they put in front of me. No, there's no need for us to dance to his tune. Not only that, what will be the glory in having to beat 10 of their lowly trainees? You will fight last, Myung. You back. You will be our first competitor. Yes, elders young, I won't disappoint you. Enough with plans, schemes, and strategies. I'm the only plan we need. I am the plan. So hurry up and come out here. It's like, wait, what? Huh? But the plan you had. I didn't have a plan. What plan? Oh, the plan to beat you? Sure, that's a plan. No matter how strong Mount Hua becomes, unless we can prove it, no one will respect us. We'd be the only ones who know just how strong we've truly become. That's why we have to show the entire martial arts world that Mount Hua is changing. That's the quickest way to restore Mount Hua's fallen reputation. With that in mind, what kind of news would help to spread our sect's name? That Mount Hua's third grade disciples beat Songnam's third grade disciples? Sure, it might raise an eyebrow or two, but no one would really care. How about Mount Hua's third grade disciples beating Songnam's second grade disciples? Yeah, that would make a whole lot of ruckus. Now that would be some real news. Then how about one third grade disciple from Mount Hua single-handedly defeating each and every one of Songnam's second grade disciples? A story like that would become a legend that spreads across the entire realm. That's what I want. Senior brother, mark my words. Watch everything I do closely to the very end. Though I'm impressed with your near delusional sense of confidence, it is my duty to teach you that arrogance without skill is a surefire recipe for a swift downfall. Recipe for a swift downfall. Recipe. I, Chung Myung, a third grade disciple of Mount Hua, hereby challenge the Songnam Sect to sparring match. And I, Yubak, a second grade disciple of Songnam, accept your challenge. Chung Myung seems different somehow. His usual cockiness is nowhere to be seen. He reminds me of a hardened warrior stepping out into the battlefield. Yeah, it's like, gonna feel bad for them. Keep watching. Do not miss a single move that Chung Myung makes from here on out. But what if I blink? Don't blink. Yes, brother. Do not blink. Yeah, do not blink or look away. Not even for a moment. Hold your eyes open if you have to. Today, Songnam, you'll witness the rise of a legend. Damn, the confidence. You'll witness the rise of a legend. What? Me, obviously. Who else? No one else here deserves to be a legend. It's time for you to learn some manners. What? That's... Since when has Songnam used such techniques? You're not getting anywhere. Just stab him. Huh? What? He interrupted my combination. You done? I never felt power like this before. And it wasn't even a flashy combination or a particularly fast strike. All I did was swing the sword in a basic arc. How can he move so fast? I don't see any openings either. He's not giving me a chance to use the 12-strike snow blossom technique. Oh, hold on. Huh? All I need is a split second. It's just gonna fall off. What? No. No. Ah. Next. Next. Out of bounds. Next. 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 I said next. Where's the next one? Come on. Get up here. He defeated Yubak with nothing but basic sword techniques. Overwhelming Yubak so quickly is not a difficult feat in itself. I can easily do the same. I mean, you're an elder. If you couldn't, that would be embarrassing. To dominate him without allowing a single counterattack, using only the most basic of techniques. I'm unsure whether even I would be capable of such a thing. That young upstart. Just what is he made of? He must be stopped. That's what my instinct is telling me. If he continues to grow, as I suspect he will, one day he will single-handedly cast a shadow over the entire Songnam sect. Yo, no one cares about Songnam anymore. He won't cast a shadow over the entire Songnam sect. He will cast an entire shadow over the world. Indeed. It will be as though the master of the blossoming blade from legends past has been resurrected. Hey! Close. Siohan, you will fight him next. And listen to me. Do not make it an easy victory. Exhaust him by drawing out the bout as long as you can. I will not be caught off guard. Do not give him an easy victory. Well, like I can't beat him. You can't beat him. What? I will not underestimate my opponent. I will not let my ego guide my sword. You're gonna lose immediately now. As long as I do not let my guard down like you, bug. There's no way I could lose your child. There's no way I can use the child. What the fuck is that? What is this unbearable sense of pressure? What was that? It's gonna get kicked in the face. No, hit in the face again. Next. 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 Two attacks. That's all it took Chung Myung to knock out Siohan Jung, the second strongest of Songnam's second grade disciples. This is far from over. I was never going to be satisfied with simply beating Songnam. Today I'm going to leave a permanent scar on Songnam's pride. A scar that will not be forgotten for as long as Mount Hua and Songnam live on. What the Songnam sect has done is unforgivable. Now I must pay the price. All those years ago, Mount Hua sacrificed everything in order to save the realm. In spite of my attempts to persuade them otherwise, my brothers valiantly gave their lives at the peak of the 100,000 mountains to stop Chunma, the leader of the demon cult. In the end, we succeeded in protecting the realm at the cost of our lives. Songnam, you were among those who would have perished without our sacrifice, and yet you chose to repay the favor by stealing our martial arts techniques, looking down on the remnants of our sect, and now are going as far as to try to destroy Mount Hua forever. I suppressed the sheer rage plaguing me every single day, biding my time for this moment. And now I will not hold back any longer. I said next! I've shown them enough of the art of 6 elements. Next, that stands. It's falling petal sword. Done and dusted. Huh? What he done? He didn't. Like now Chung Myung just playing. Come on, have some fun. Next. This is something else entirely. It's on a completely different level from the falling petal sword we executed. I never once thought of falling petal sword as an outstanding technique, capable of rivaling those of Songnam. But to think that this is the same technique, like that's what he's showing you right now. He's showing like, hey, you guys can do that, right? But can you do it like this? It's as if Chung Myung is trying to tell us that Mount Hua's martial arts are not inferior to Songnam's in any way. Brother, is that a really falling petal sword? Keep watching, that's the true swordsmanship of Mount Hua. It's a swordsmanship we must master and pass on to future generations. Show us more, Chung Myung. Show us what it means to be a disciple of Mount Hua. Show us how powerful the sword of Mount Hua really is. Damn. Fire. Fire. Next. 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 That's 6. 6 Songnam disciples have fallen in a row. Are we seriously about to be defeated? By a single 3rd grade disciple, no less. Somebody step up. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. Senior brother, what should we do? What a sorry sight indeed. I never thought I'd see disciples of a great Songnam like cowering before a child at least 10 years their junior. You all have no sense of shame. I will fight next. I can no longer sit idly by and let that arrogant bastard do as he pleases. Also, he's not getting any more tired. All of you will watch and learn as I restore Songnam's honor by my hand. That is if there is still honor left to be restored for you cowards. Bring me a wooden sword. Yes, your brother. Give me stop. Mangjuk, you will be next. Me, Elders Young? Get up there. Buy some time, even if you have to cling to his ankles. Do you understand my meaning? Yes, Elders Young. He's thrown out. God damn it, I told you to cling by his ankles. No, wait, I didn't mean to actually cling by his ankles, you idiot. Jimmy Young, you will come with me. Do you think any of the others will be able to beat that Mount Hua cur? Of course I thought as much. You're not mistaken. That child is a monster. Rather, he certainly has the makings of one. If we allow him to run amok, he will one day come to threaten us all. We cannot allow this fledgling monster to grow and endanger our sect's destiny. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Elders Young, surely you don't mean... I understand that the boy's martial prowess is far beyond his years, but I didn't expect Elder Young to take him so seriously. How can Chung Myung alone endanger Songnam's future? Does Elder Young believe that I'm incapable of defeating that child? Kim Myung, you are a generational prodigy. But do not fool yourself into believing that you are the sole prodigy of the martial arts world. There must be at least a dozen in your generation alone. Perhaps even more than that. You may believe that you could become the world's greatest martial artist someday. But unfortunately, it's not prodigies like yourself that ultimately fight for the title of being the greatest on earth. It's monsters beyond our comprehension, and he is one. That's simply the way of the world. They defy common sense and overrule the laws of humanity and nature through sheer strength alone. Only those whose innate talent allows them to defy even the order of the universe may lay claim to that title. Monsters like Chung Myung. Elders Young, that being said, he may be a monster, but he has yet to fully blossom. A tiger cub may grow to rule the mountains one day, but even a dog can maul it to death in its infancy. Elders Young, what do you mean by that? Destroy him. Kill the boy. His vast potential will be for naught as long as we put him down for good here and now. There's still hope. The boy is a monster, but he is not yet out of your reach. That is why we must strike while we still can. Otherwise, we may never get another opportunity to kill him. If you cannot take his life, you must at least maim him so that he may never fight again. Do you understand, Young? He's not in his right mind. Elders Young, let us be reasonable. Reasonable! Perhaps you think it's reasonable to live under that boy's shadow for the rest of your life. You must choose wisely, Young. I will take full responsibility no matter what happens. Your hand slipped during a sparring match. Such accidents are a common enough occurrence in these types of contests, are they not? Allow me to make myself clear, Elders Young. I am not so weak as to be eclipsed by the likes of him. However, if Chung Myung's existence threatens the prosperity of Songnam, then I see no need to stay my hand. I will do what must be done. Yeah, like calling MC's death like they could actually do that. Well said, my young disciple. Bro, you're not even gonna be able to touch Chung Myung. That's 8. I'd hope to make a clean sweep of all 10 opponents, but looks like that might be difficult. Since the rest of them are cowering in fear. Come on, get up here, one more. Of course, I already know who their last competitor will be. Perhaps I ought to call it a day at 9 straight wins then. Young Master, I realize that I'm yet to be worthy of a match against you. Nonetheless, I'm afraid I can't simply sit back and watch as my beloved Sect is publicly humiliated. I see, not everyone at Songnam is a coward. In fact, I suppose this one in particular has something to prove. I, Yi Sung-bak, the second grade disciple of Songnam, hereby challenge young masters Chung Myung of Mount Hua to sparring match. I, Chung Myung, a third grade disciple of Mount Hua, hereby accept your challenge. Even though he's a Songnam disciple, I find it hard to dislike him for some reason. In that case, I suppose I could show him a thing or two. By the level I expect him to reach one day. Come on then. If he can withstand and overcome what I'm about to show him, he will continue to grow. However, if he is unable to do so, it may eat him up from inside. It's a choice he must make. At present, I can only show him the basics. But this is the swordsmanship that Songnam aspired to back in my day. What is sudden darkness? Where am I? Oh shit. watch, and learn. I know in my head that what I'm seeing cannot possibly be real. But the sheer difference in strength has completely frozen me in place. Powerless, and unable to even turn tail and run. This is... Now I see. He's reached a state of sword body unity. A state in which the sword and its wielder become one. That's 9. There's only 1 left. Come, Chung Myung Jin. Come over here. Let me spank that ass. Let me spank it. Spank it. Get ready to get spanked. Has there ever been a moment like this in Mount Hua's entire history, where it completely trounced Songnam in an official contest such as this one? This was unheard of, even in the time of the fabled master of the blossoming blade, when Mount Hua's prestige was at its peak. When was the last time a disciple of Mount Hua stood tall and proud before our Songnam rivals? Say later, not another word. For now, let us simply watch closely and see what Chung Myung will show us next. What an unfamiliar feeling. I've become accustomed to my peers watching me with anticipation and admiration. I dedicated my entire life to earning their respect and recognition, and yet in the space of a day, he took everything I'd worked for and turned it into fear and doubt. Perhaps congratulations are in order. Congratulations? Hardly. Well, easy work after all. How dare you insult my sect? It's not really an insult, but rather a statement of fact. Why should I be congratulated for picking on the weak? I instinctively disliked him from the start. That flippant attitude of his looking down on me as though I was no different from the others. I see, I suppose I'm the fool for expecting even a shred of humility from you. They say that excessive courtesy is a discourtesy. I imagine you'd only anger me with a show of false, insincere humility. I must admit, you're strong enough to be so arrogant. The fact that you single-handedly defeated 9 of Songnam's second-grade disciples is enough to earn you the title of prodigy. However, unfortunately for you, you were born in the same era as me. Because of your misfortune, you'll spend the rest of your days mournfully gazing at my back, unable to ever bridge the gap between us. If you'd chosen Songnam instead, you might have had a chance to surpass me. It's a shame indeed. And you say I'm the arrogant one. Anyway, you say I might have been able to defeat you as a disciple of Songnam, but not as a disciple of Mount Hua. What makes you think that? Isn't it obvious? Even now, Mount Hua is fixated on restoring its former glory and martial arts. What future could there be in a sect that only chases its past? Chases its past. However, Songnam is different. We have no attachment to the past. We'll continue to create stronger martial arts and trading methods to secure a better future for ourselves. That is why Mount Hua will never again catch up to Songnam. He certainly has pride in his own sect and a built-in renown to back it up. In fact, I wish my brothers would learn a little from his confidence. Had the future he's speaking of not been based on martial arts that Songnam stole from us? I must admit, I thought quite a bit about Songnam's future too. I wonder what kind of future those thieving brigands would create after repaying our sacrifice with betrayal. During the last bout with Isangbak, I planted a seed for a different future. I don't know whether or not that seed will sprout, but I fulfilled my moral obligation to help guide Songnam in a better direction. If you covet Mount Hua's style so badly, then come and try to take it from me. I'll show you exactly what it is that you were trying to steal from us. From this moment on, what I do here isn't the deed of Chung Myung, the third great disciple of Mount Hua, but the legacy of Chung Myung, the master of the blossoming blade. In that case, allow me to present you with a gift for Songnam's bright future. One that you will never forget. Yo, does it see him like this now? Out of the way. I must watch this bout. Senior brother Bagchia! Senior brother! Senior brother, shouldn't you be resting? Senior brother, I must bear witness. I woke up to the news that Chung Myung had achieved 9 consecutive victories against Songnam. As the first disciple of the Bach line, I couldn't possibly stay lying in bed after hearing that. So I wanted to bring him a chair. I must watch Chung Myung's fight and cheer him on regardless of how much pain I might be in. Save Mount Hua's honor, Chung Myung. Is Chung Myung going to play with him though? That's like the question. Or is he going to just like utterly crush him? They disappeared. Okay. Let's go. So far, I'm taking serious. This guy's way. Chung was just chilling though. Let's be honest about that. They're too fast. I can barely track their movements. I can't even tell if what I'm looking at is really happening. Strike snow blossom technique. Huh? Scattering snow blossoms. Bam. How familiar. A flurry of strikes like flower petals scattering in the wind, followed by a devastating final strike hidden among the petals. It's a striking imitation of the original to be sure, but it's not. But it has nothing on it. An exact copy of 24 strike plum blossom sword technique. It's on another level from Lee Sung-bak's 12 strike snow blossom technique. A less skilled swordsman would have been mesmerized by the flashy display. His meticulous movements and powerful strikes demonstrate a level of skill that even I am impressed by. But it has a flaw. Scattering snow blossoms. You'll never beat me if all you do is run away like a coward. Legend has it that Mount Hua was once renowned for his swordsmanship, which was reminiscent of flower petals. But legends belong in the past. Even the very icon of Mount Hua will one day be reduced footnote when compared to Songnam's new style. The world will forget all about Mount Hua and sing the praise of the Songnam's 12 strike snow blossom technique. I heard our predecessors created this style out of a desire to prove that Songnam's sword was stronger than Mount Hua's, no matter what form it takes. Personally, I don't see any value in such a show of pride. After all, what value could there possibly be in proving that we are better than this crumbling failure of a sect? That being said, I will take great pride in the fact that it was by my hand that Mount Hua's last hope fell to the ground. Come, I will dash any foolish hopes that you and your sect might have had. Mount Hua won't fall to the sort of a clown. What? A clown? How dare you compare my technique to that of a clown? Oh, don't take it so personally. I wasn't insulting you. I was insulting Songnam for coming up with that shoddy style. Mind you, you really seem to have bought into your sect's crap. You bastard. I will make you pay for your... Let me ask you one thing. Do you even understand the true meaning of that style? What are you talking about? I see. That's all I wanted to hear. By the way, credit where it's due. Your 12 strike snow blossom style is a decent imitation of Mount Hua. But there's something missing. Mount Hua's sword is faster, sharper, and more extravagant. Enough talk. I see now that there's no reasoning with your foolishness. I will not waste any more time. Today, you will die by my hand. Huh. What? Die by your hand, huh? My razor-sharp snow blossoms will cover the sky and blot out the sun. I won't allow you to run, not even an inch. Ultimate 12 strike snow blossom technique. Snow blossom covered sky. Why only 12, by the way? Why only 12? This is far beyond what I had expected. I was foolish to believe that I had a chance against him. Chung Myung! It's so similar to Chung Myung's plum blossoms. but it's not quite the same. Chung Myung's felt different somehow. Well, this is certainly an unusual experience. It's almost as if I get to see my 24 strike Plum Blossom style from the perspective of the demon cultists all those years ago. Except for the fact that this is but a toothless imitation with no substance. That stands. It's 7 Blossom's blade. Surely hasn't had the time to master that style properly. Chung Myung, stop! That style is far too weak to withstand a Songnam Sect style that we've never even seen before. I'll bet you thought that blossoming sword style was unique to Songnam. Not knowing that your pride and joy, the 12 strike Snow Blossom style, is a brazen copy of the Plum Blossom style. And a poor one at that. The Plum Blossom style is not the only way I can make blossoms appear. It doesn't matter which style I wield. The swordsman of Mount Hua will create blossoms where there are none. Ultimate 7 Blossom Blade style, Plum Blossom Cleave. Flowers do not only bloom in lush green forests. Flowers even bloom on a lone tree on the sheer face of a cliff. In truth, only a tree that stands tall amidst ferocious gales earns the right to blossom. Plum blossoms. I was told that Mount Hua no longer had the prowess to conjure plum blossoms, and that is why the entire realm thought Mount Hua to be beyond all hope of returning to its former glory. So how can it be those long extinct plum blossoms are flowering right before my eye? They're not even, they're gonna like destroy that snow. My snow blossoms are disintegrating, yes, because it is a goddamn poor imitation. How can this be? Because it's all an illusion. Huh? My illusion is just bigger than yours. My illusion of grandeur is just like more powerful than yours. Ultimate 7 Blossom Blade style. Plum Blossom. Palisade. What? Palisade. You broke through my snow blossom covered sky. How? I don't know. No one could have executed 12 strike snow blossom style more perfectly than this. No, my technique was more than perfect. This simply cannot be. I used the 12 strike snow blossom style. The style is levels above the Plum Blossom style, an outdated relic of a bygone era. This is the pinnacle of Songnam's martial arts. So how can this be? Did you think that Mount Hua's style simply imitated the form of falling plum blossoms petals? Funny. See you next time, Tony. Of course not. All martial arts sect in the realm ultimately aim to become one with an aspect of nature and express the righteous path through their physical bodies. Wudang follows yin and yang. Jiangkang follows the sun. Kongtung follows the 5 elements. Whereas Mount Hua follows plum blossoms. Nothing but plum blossoms. This set Mount Hua apart from the other sects. Many thought Mount Hua was closer to a worldly sect than a Taoist sect, jeering that it was merely preoccupied with flashy, beautiful styles. However, there's something I only realized after spending a lifetime with Mount Hua's sword styles and reaching a hit or two and scene level of mastery. No, hit or two. To put it into words, I learned that the sword of Mount Hua does not seek to express plum blossoms, nor imitate them in any superficial way. The sword of Mount Hua creates plum blossoms, true to the word blossom. Oh, blossoming. It allows plum blossoms to manifest in reality. The motif of plum blossoms was simply adopted as they bloom and cover Mount Hua each year. In truth, the goal of Mount Hua is to create new life from the tip of a sword, regardless of which flower it might become. A disciple of Mount Hua is able to create plum blossoms from the Blossom Sword Arc style, the 24 strike Plum Blossom style, and even the 7 Blossom Blade style. That is the true intent of Mount Hua sword styles. This is a resolve that must be closely held at heart by those who carry on the name of Mount Hua. However, those who are enamored by the outward beauty of the plum blossoms or the swiftness of the sword strokes will never be able to reach the true pinnacle of Mount Hua swordsmanship. Instead, they will be trapped in the quicksand of superficial splendor, just like Chung Myung. Watch closely, disciples of Songnam. Watch how your sword is broken. Your defeat today at my hands will be branded in your minds for an eternity. You will remember this moment each time you swing a sword, and unknowingly seek to imitate this form when you train. Ultimately, your idea of true prowess will never rise above the memory of my swordsmanship. It will become a shackle that binds you forever, and punish you for your disrespect in the best possible way. Even when we are betrayed by trusted allies, robbed of sword styles that are central to our sect, and invaded by our arch nemesis in our sacred mountains, Mount Hua will always endure. You must, after all, what is the universe but an eternal cycle of birth, death, and rebirth? These fluttering blossoms embody the righteous path that Mount Hua's forebears sought to reach. This is my way of atoning for my failures to ensure that the sect continued upon a path after my death. Bear witness, disciples of Mount Hua. This is your lost legacy, and the level you must aspire to reach one day. Plum Blossom Cleave. My sword becomes a pillar that creates a palisade. The palisade eventually scatters into individual pillars once more. Pillars which soar upon the rising gale, in a rampage becoming an unstoppable hurricane. This is the sword of Mount Hua. Ultimate 7 Blossom Blade style. Plum Blossom Tempest. Damn! Ah, shit. It's done. So, this is Mount Hua's true style. How beautiful indeed. How can it be so different? How was my sword able to achieve such striking beauty? Why? 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 Damn, there's no field left. There's no fighting arena. The arena's gone. Chung Myung is out of... He's unconscious. Out of bounds. A man who was, to me, an unsurmountable fortress. Damn. What a beautiful death. I don't think he's dead. The victor of this year's Wasan contest. It's Mount Hua. Incredible! Oh, shit. Victory is ours. We're beating Songnam. 10 wins in a row. 10! That bull-headed bastard really did it. This is our first time winning the Wasan contest. You know people want to get trained by Chung Myung now though. We won, you damn Songnam bastard. We won. I thought the second grade disciples might be disheartened after their losses, but I'm glad to see them generally cheer for the Sect's victory, in spite of the differences we had. We may bicker and sometimes find ourselves at odds, but that means nothing when the name of the great Mount Hua sect is at stake. That's what brings us together. Brother, he did it! That rascal really did it! He beat Chung Myung. 10 straight wins. I've never seen anything like that. Like it. Huh. Let go of me. Maybe I overdid it a little. I pushed the 7 Blossoms blade to its limit to beat Chung Myung. The internal injuries I've incurred from executing that technique will likely take a while to heal. Still, I'm surprised I'll gladly pay. After all, this isn't over. As long as we and Songnam continue to be neighbors, we'll butt heads with them time and time again. But for now, I'm happy with this outcome. Sect uncle, huh? Oh, my apologies, I was dazed for a moment. I hereby announce that Mount Hua has won this year's Hua Song contest. Glory to Mount Hua. The currents of fate have shifted. What happened here today will change Mount Hua's future. Are you happy now, brother Sect leader? Nothing. Fine. I don't know what I expected. You were always sparing with your compliments. Come here, Chung Myung. Lift him up. Hey, that hurts, damn it. I'm literally bleeding on the inside. Like a... Ah. Can't remember the last time I saw our disciples laughing and celebrating together like this. Wait, there was a time? Shut up. Sect leader. As much as I'd like to partake in the celebrations, we first ought to bring the contest to a close. Besides, I don't think it's a good idea to leave our Songnam guests seating. Yeah, oh shit. Just celebrating already. Yeah, let's go drink. Yeah, indeed. I suppose congratulations are in order, Sect leader. It seems fortune favored our sect this time, Elder Sama. What? Oh, you don't have to be so reserved on my account, Sect leader. After all, Mount Hua will never achieve such a feat again. You should celebrate while you still can. I concede that this year's Songhua contest did not end in our favor, but do not delude yourself into thinking that this means Mount Hua has defeated Songnam. I mean, that's kind of what it means, but okay. A mere sparring contest between these junior disciples means nothing in the grand scheme of things. I see age doesn't teach you manners or humility. Come now, brother Jogol. Do you think it's acceptable to act like an immature fool just because of a friendly sparring contest? Are you asking me? What are you talking about? What did I act like an immature fool? Also, I'm your senior brother. Have some respect. Yo, he's not really talking to you. What I'm saying is, if you're supposed to be older and wiser, act like it. Otherwise, you're no better than a sulking child. Oh, he gets it. Sect leader, now that the contest is over, I would like to pay my respects to the elders of both sects. Of course, excellent work, Chung Myung. What impeccable manners. Oh, what impeccable... Yo, how could he not tell? This is all because of this scoundrel. At this rate, he'll grow to become Songnam's greatest enemy, an obstacle one day. I'd rather kill him myself than let that happen. Go ahead, if you think you can fell me with a single strike. Yo, go ahead and try it. But how? He may be young, but he's as devious as a snake. I will pay my respects to you the next time we meet. I imagine it'll be sooner rather than later. Come, we're leaving. He's like, I'm gonna kill him. Oh, come on, give it your best shot. I'm ready. That's why you don't bluff when you haven't got the hands to back it up. Just look at him. He's not even waiting for his own disciples. What a sore loser. Chung Myung, you did well. I'm proud of you. Aw. Thank you, Sect leader. Sect leader, a moment if you please. Hey, quit pushing! Can't you see I was here first? I want to invest! I want to invest my money! I'm ready to invest. We simply wish to discuss some business proposals with the Sect. Sect leader, it will take but a few minutes. We have much to discuss. Business proposals? Gentlemen, did I hear you have some business you wish to discuss? Then you should be speaking to me. I am Chung Myung, the Grand Master of Finances. Follow me, dear guests. There's plenty of time to discuss all of your proposals in detail. How to go with them? I will see you later, Chung Myung. Of course, Sect leader. Pardon me, may I pass through? Young Master Chung Myung. Huh? What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be heading out with the rest of your sect? Like, I don't think your brothers will be too pleased to see you talking to us. It's fine. Some of them have already turned against me anyway. Looks like it might be more than just some. Like, maybe you should just stay. Have you ever thought about joining the Blossoming Blade family, eh? I suppose it's human nature to resent traitors even more than our enemies. It does credit to Lee Sung-bak's character that he doesn't seem to care at all about that. I came to thank you for enlightening me. You taught me that I cannot allow others to determine my path. At first, I couldn't understand what you meant, but now I'm beginning to see the meaning behind your words. The path I must take. Did you really need another Sect's disciple to teach you that? I've also learned that boundaries between sects mean little in the search for a good teacher. I will continue to learn from anyone who has something to teach me. Well said. Spoken like a true martial artist. I imagine senior brother Kim Myung learned much from today's contest. You should watch out for him. He'll become a true master one day. And from then on, he will train with the singular aim of defeating you. He'll become even stronger and more frightening than he is now. Not that I expect you to be intimidated by him in any way, young master. It's going to be a difficult path. Pardon? The path you've chosen, I mean. It won't be easy. You still mean to walk it. As always, young master, you see right through me. But it is not that I want to walk this path. It is that I have to walk this path. Rather, it is because this is the path I must walk. Farewell for now, young master. Like, he should have stayed. I wished he would have stayed. Like, you know what? Fuck that. Fuck that Songnam Sect. Hey, how about I stay here and learn? No. He has a long and lonely struggle ahead of him. Persevering Songnam's true style of swordsmanship will be tough, as all of his fellow disciples will now seek to emulate Mount Hua's techniques. Why not just let him stay and actually learn the Mount Hua's techniques, though? Just saying, if you like him, I mean. And yet, in spite of the treacherous path that lies ahead of him, were he to succeed, he may eventually bring hope to Songnam. Chung Myung, Sect leader is looking for you. He wishes to speak with you in private. In private? Didn't he just leave to talk with someone about business? Of course, he must have found the power and skill I demonstrated at the contest suspicious. Or he wants you to pay for the damages. Time to face the music. What I feel like he's not going... That's not going to be... The ending. Ah, shit. I am your predecessor, and I have traveled 14 times. Yeah, that's gonna go down well. No, that won't do at all. I learned it from a secret tome that I found by chance. They wouldn't buy that either. I just did it on a whim. Yeah, they'll buy that. I have no idea what to say to them. Oh, you darling child. Sect leader, the boy is a harbinger of wealth, I tell you. I never in my life have heard of a sect making money from winning a sparring contest. Yet now we have notable figures from across the region lining up to throw money at us. It's all thanks to Chung Myung here, the master of blossoming wealth. This calls for celebration. Bro, is that my new nickname? I like Blossoming Blade. Blossoming wealth. Chung Myung, how are your injuries? It's just a cut a lip. You ought to have it seen to at the medical office, lest it get infected. My internal injuries are the ones that are going to take a while though. Actually, never mind that. We can't let this poor injured boy drag himself all the way to the medical office. We ought to have the head of the medical office come here instead. A poor injured boy. Of course, Sect leader. I can't imagine the medical office has anything better to do. Summon the head of the medical office right away. Yes, soldier. Good boy. Chung Myung. Well done indeed. Come with me, Chung Myung. Huh? Yes, Sect leader. Damn. The art is just like beautiful. Damn. Beautiful. It's like a painting. This is the second time I'm gazing at the Sect leader's back. Last time I saw him like this, he was sad and desolate, lamenting Mount Hua's decline and hiding his tears in front of the secret cave. This time, however, seems as though a weight has been lifted from his shoulders. Isn't it nice? Chung Myung? Yes, Sect leader. This is the highest peak in Mount Hua. Now that you're up here, how do you feel? How surprised would you have been if you just pushed him off the cliff? And the season would have ended with him just like... But why? You almost you almost destroyed my plan, kid. I almost had Mount Hua on licking my shoes. Like getting extinct. Almost extinct, but not quite, eh? It's pretty high. Pretty high up. What? Yes, quite so. The peak stands tall. I saw plum blossoms sprouting from your blade. Is this it? Stay calm, Chung Myung. I don't know what he's going to ask me, but I've already jotted down convincing answers for every possible question. Just recite the answers slowly and don't get your tongue twisted. That would have been epic. Then he reincarnates a few years later for revenge. No, not revenge. He wouldn't die. It was like, just like pushed off, and he thinks he's gonna die. But like that's just the end of the season. Just gonna get pushed. Why the fuck did he push him? Oh, did he? First, Chung Myung. Huh? Thank you. It wouldn't make any sense though. That's why it would be surprising. No, like what? Wait, what? What are you doing? Say later. There's no reason for you to bow down to me. I'm expressing my gratitude as an individual, not as the sect leader of Mount Hua. I'm long desired to witness what took place at the contest today. I must thank you for granting this old man's lifelong wish. However, as my position as the sect leader of Mount Hua is more sacred than my personal desires could ever be, there are some questions that I must ask you. How were you able to conjure plum blossoms using the 7 blossom blade style? It was mere happenstance. Mere happenstance? Yes, sect leader. I was practicing to master the 7 blossom blade style, and one day I found that I was somehow able to summon plum blossoms. I'm not entirely sure how or why it happened myself. Having said that, perhaps that is just the way all sword styles of Mount Hua ultimately reached their pinnacle. Of course, I was foolish to ask. The blossoms are but a natural culmination of Mount Hua's swordsmanship. As the youngest of our 3rd grade disciples, Chung Myung is saying he simply happened to have ended up ahead of others in his training. Yeah, I just trained, you know. Then suddenly they appeared. Now with consistent training, the others will also create plum blossoms with their swords one day. For all of Mount Hua's disciples to be able to make plum blossoms appear. If such a day ever comes, it will harken a new era for Mount Hua. A blossoming swordsman indeed. For a long time was a title that none would dare to claim. Currently there are none at Mount Hua capable of living up to that name, but that may change with time if all disciples of Mount Hua attain the ability to conjure plum blossoms. We still have a long way to go before that happens later. I had a feeling you might spoil the mood somehow. Chung Myung, yes, Sect. What does Mount Hua mean to you? To me, Mount Hua is my home. What's I gonna say? My home. My home. So brother, what does Mount Hua mean to you? What does Mount Hua mean to me? Mount Hua is Mount... Oh, Chung Myung. What else could it be? To me, Mount Hua is Mount Hua. That is all that needs to be said. You couldn't have just said it was your home. God fucking devil. I see. That is all I expect from a follower of Mount Hua. However, after today's events, the world will no longer leave you in peace, even if you have no desire for things to change. I'm afraid that is simply the way of the world. Are you certain you can endure all that is still to come? I wouldn't have started any of this if I weren't sect leader. Excellent. If that is the way you feel, then the sect will rise up and stand by your side. I, Hyunjung, the sect leader of Mount Hua, swear by the name of the sect itself to protect you from the hardships that will come your way. He must have so many questions he wishes to ask, yet he's simply promising to keep me safe. Sect leader Hyunjung, he may not be as accomplished as or renowned as I once was, but he's a man who commands respect nonetheless. Can't help but look up to him. It's not your protection I need, sect leader. Instead, we will walk side by side in the name of the great Mount Hua sect. Well said, Chung Myung. I do hope that one day you will tell me everything. The time will come, sect leader. One day. Ha! Still can't believe we beat Songnam. Did you see my moves? Those Songnam fools were shaking in their boots. Ha! What are you talking about? You tripped and fell over. You fell on him. I don't think I can sleep, senior brother. Every time I close my eyes, all I see is Chung Myung's sword. It's all I can think about. It's as though I've been sorcelled. Ensorcelled? Entranced? What? I can't explain it, but I can't get this feeling out of my mind. Yeah. I feel exactly the same way. At first the joy of victory masked this strange sensation, but now that the excitement has subsided, all I can remember after are the graceful arcs of those sword techniques, as opposed to the outcome of each bout. I'm not sure I can put it into words, but it was like a vision. If only I could use such otherworldly techniques with my own hand. Do you think we'll be able to fight like that one day? Duel, yeah? This is perhaps not something I should say as the head of the 3rd grade disciples, but to be honest, I only joined Mount Hua because I wanted to become stronger. I had this vague desire to be a powerful warrior, without any specific idea of the pinnacle I wanted to reach or the sword style I wanted to learn. But you just saw it, huh? It was only after seeing Chung Myung's swordmanship today that I began to think that I want to become like him. I want to recreate those beautiful sword strokes with my own hand. I imagine every single one of us felt the same. After all, although we've been disciples of Mount Hua for several years, today is the first time we've witnessed the true swordmanship of Mount Hua. Do I think we'll be able to fight like that one day? There's no doubt in my mind that we will. After all, we too are disciples of Mount Hua. There's no reason why disciples of Mount Hua will not be able to master the sword of Mount Hua. Now is there? The sword of Mount Hua. I suppose you're right. Right my ass! Where did he come from? You have the gal to boast and congratulate each other after that shameful performance at the contest today? Fucking pathetic! If I were you, I'd be worrying about whether I should swing my sword 1,000,000 more times or run across the mountains 200 more laps right about now. You hear me? Go train. Martial arts true to that sake. Can't you aim any higher than winning at a lousy sparring contest? Or is it that you all lost the will to live? Today, one of Songnam's disciples told me that he'll restore his sect's roots one day, even if he has to endure countless hardships along the way. Meanwhile, here you are, patting yourselves on the back about scraping together win against a bunch of rookies, at least 5 years younger than you all. Unbelievable. Yo, the way he said it, like 5 years younger than you. You should be ashamed. I mean, the way he says it makes sense, but damn, they've been losing to them. I couldn't believe my own eyes when I saw how young they were. That would mean they were even younger than the last time you faced them 2 years ago. Did you seriously let yourself be beaten by a bunch of snot-nosed children back then? Have you no shame? Sure, we could have done better then, but all's well that ends well. We all make mistakes in a fight. Mistakes? When you're bleeding out from a stab wound on the battlefield, are you going to laugh it off and say, oops, my mistake, before you finally croak? Huh? Why else do you think we train like animals if it isn't to make sure that we don't make such rookie mistakes? It's because of this pathetic attitude that you all fought like trash in the contest today. I couldn't believe my ears. Ugh. Do you think we'll be able to fight like that one day, brother? If you keep screwing up like you did today, that day will never come. I want to go home. Don't rest on your laurels. This is only the first step. We'll face countless challenges and fights going forward. What happened today will seem like nothing one day. In that case, if we do as you say and dedicate our entire lives to training, will we be able to use our swords like you do someday? What? I don't think and understand, senior brothers. You will, whether you want to or not. I will kill you if you don't. Do you think I would just sit idle and watch the so-called disciples of Mount Hua fail to conjure up a single flower petal from their sword? The hell I would. So get out there and start training this instinct. It's entirely too early to celebrate. We've barely taken one step forward. It's good that they're becoming more confident, but I'll do everything in my power to prevent that confidence from turning into hubris. Can I help you, senior brother? I would like to speak with you, Chung Myung. Will you join me outside for a minute? What? Join you outside? What you want? What you want with me, eh? What I did? What I did wrong? Ow, my legs. Funny how sometimes Chung Myung acts like an old man, even though he's just a child. I must thank you for your time, Chung Myung. I don't mention it. Anything for my senior brother. So what are we doing here in the middle of the forest? Are you going to ambush me like you did last time? I watched your sparring bout against Jim Young Jin. It was an overwhelming victory. That's nice of you to say. He just like skimmed over what he said. The second grade disciples are all rather taken aback. After excitement of victory subsided, seems the outcome of the contest has started to trouble them somewhat. Why? Because we might be stronger than you? Because we are stronger than you? It's getting late. Why don't you cut to the chase instead of beating around the bush? What are you trying to say, senior brother? I must become stronger. I don't expect you to understand, but it's not easy to say that to you as your senior brother. However, I feel that there is no other way forward. It's not that I doubt the teachings of our great brothers, but I can see that you have something else that you can teach me. Not only that, though, I hate to admit it, we are growing worried that if things carry on this way, we'll find ourselves lagging behind the third grade disciples one day. And that I cannot abide. Let me get this right. You're saying you're willing to put your pride aside and have me train you and the rest of the second grade disciples? Essentially, yes. Why should I? Huh? Like I said before, why would I take on so much hassle and extra work when I don't stand to gain anything by doing so? But we train under the same sect, do we not? We must help each other. Hold up. Hold up. You say that like there's ever been a time when you took time out of your busy schedule to help the third grade disciples train. Huh? You have a point, but there was hardly a reason for me to train the third grade disciples. You were doing a fine enough job of that already. What are you implying? Who knows? Who knows what am I implying? What I'm implying, eh? What's he trying to say? I must think. What is it that Chung Myung gains from the third grades but does not from the second grades? Are you asking us to bow down to you? Oh, come now. I'm not that much of a reprobate. Those are your words, not mine. I never said anything of the sort. Still, that would go against our sect's tenets. Senior brother, have you ever watched the third grade disciples train? Yes, I have. Indeed, I watched you treat them like animals. Alright, that makes things easier. How do you expect me to train you like I do the third grade disciples while still treating you like my sect uncles? Training the senior brothers in my own grade isn't much of an issue. But the great brothers would never allow me to do the same to you and the other boy-client disciples. In other words, it's not impossible. There might be a few obstacles in the way, but he can train us to become stronger. Yes. All you need to do is lick my shoes. What? Nothing. Duh. A person who receives another's teachings becomes their student, nothing more, huh? While we train under your guidance, all of the second grade disciples will respect you as our master. Wait, hold up. Only while you train under me? But what if you start bad-mouthing me after the training is done? If you're going to become my student, then you must observe the proper courtesies, both during and outside of training sessions. If you can't promise me that, we have nothing further to discuss. It's like, I want to learn. I want to learn. Fine. From now on, you are no longer my junior brother. None of the second grade disciples of our sect will even dream of abusing their rank over you. I give you my word. Oh god dang it. You just made a monster even more monstrous, eh? Hook, line, and sinker. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever get used to this kind of training. At least we're seeing the effects of it already. I will actually start to enjoy it a little. Huh? The second grade disciple, what are they doing here? Is everyone here? Chung Myung, what on earth is going on? Why are our sect uncles lined up outside a plum blossom hall at the crack of dawn? Senior brother, I know, though things have been, senior brother, I know, though things have been tough. What? I know tough. What? I know though things have been for you. I think tough for you, but what the fuck? I almost felt bad watching you take so much crap from the second grade disciples, our sect uncles. I think I got more crap from you than literally anyone else. But rest assured, life is going to get easier from now on. From this day on, our training sessions will become a beautiful utopia where every disciple is equal. Equal? What are you talking about? Are you saying we're all equal once we're dead and buried? Hardly. No. I see you have all willingly gathered here to join us in training. As your instructor, I am mighty impressed. You all know that training is worthless without blood, sweat, and tears. If you feel energized and rewarded after training, then that is a fun day out. Not real training. Real training will have you crying out for your mothers, not even having the strength left to pick up your chopsticks by the end. I will have you passing out face first into your chow. There's no easy way to achieve strength. The only way to become stronger is through hard work and graft. But if you survive my training, I guarantee that you will become strong. You will all become lethal weapons. Do you maggots understand that? Yes, sir. We will train until our bodies give out. That's the stuff. Look at how bright-eyed and bushy-tailed they are. After dealing with those ungrateful third grades who kept doubting my teachings, it's a nice change of pace to teach people who are actually eager to learn. Now, let's start with the basics. Well, senior brother, I think it's time you showed our sect uncles how to build some muscle. First-hand demonstration, perhaps. Oh, I see what you mean now. Looks like it won't be just our cries echoing through Mount Hua for a change. Don't worry, senior brothers. We'll do our utmost to teach you everything you need to know. Look at how excited they are. What is it this time? What do you want? I wish to learn from you. That's what the other third grades are here for. Go learn from them instead. None of them will come to me. Wait, why are there two of you too? Why are there two of you to one of me? Give this to Sister Yu instead. Look over there. She's not doing anything. If you train with me, I won't be cutting you any slack. No matter how hard you cry and beg, that's precisely what I want. She's a stubborn one for sure. I never met someone who's so hard to shake off. One thing, Chung Myung. Will my sword blossom like yours one day if I endure your training? What? There you go again, bring up that nonsense. Sect, uncles, and senior brothers, let me make one thing clear. Our goal as disciples of Mount Hua isn't creating flower petals from our swords. That's simply a part of the process. Understand this? Our true goal is to master the kind of swordsmanship that allows plum blossoms to bloom. Our true goal. Father, before I focused solely on my own skills and did not spare thought for the progress of my sect brothers, I thought that it's the way it had to be, but not anymore. There's a limit to how much one can achieve alone. In the end, Mount Hua's true rivals are the numerous other sects scattered across the realm, not some ominous figure with absolute power. If they all keep improving to a point where they can conjure plum blossoms one day and fight alongside me, then the entire world could be ours. We'll crush anyone that stands in our way. The rumbling will begin. We'll draw plum blossoms on those Shaolin monks' shiny bald heads. Enough yapping. You all know what to do. Now get to it. Yes, sir. He's like, am I seeing this? Now he's taking over the Biocline disciples too. Let him be, Young. The boy's potential is far beyond what we can handle. Interference under the pretense of guidance will only serve to hinder him in his path. We are advancing in age. Our stars are waning. Our duty now is to lay the foundation so that our juniors can walk their own paths. The MC is the real antagonist of this story. He's gonna destroy the world. After he's killed Chonma, he gonna take over the world just like Chonma would. Have faith and allow him to do as he pleases. He embodies a virtuous path, so I dare say he won't veer into an ill path. Virtuous, if there's one thing Chung Myung is not, it is virtuous. I have so many questions I wish to ask the boy, including the plum blossoms he conjured, his unfathomable martial prowess, and his mysterious background. But I, too, believe that sect leader is right about him. Get up, maggots! You're all dead if you can't even make it to 1 hour. I don't want my curiosity to hinder Chung Myung's training. The virtuous path, indeed. Something that flows all around us, even as we seek to hold on to it. No matter what kind of person Chung Myung is, we will accept him as he is a disciple of Mount Hua. After all, the virtuous path is infinite in its embrace. Having said that, I cannot stand idle now that Chung Myung has taken over some of my duties as instructor. I must keep up with the youths of Mount Hua and improve my own skills, so that I will not be a burden to them when the time comes. I wonder, would it be too awkward to ask him to train me as well sometime? Keep it up, maggot! What's your form? Yes, sir. Train you? Bro, that's gonna be even worse. Bow down, you are not. I'm not your disciple anymore, you are mine. You overcome one obstacle, but we still have a long struggle ahead of us. It's not that the third grade disciples are slow to improve, but I can't help but worry a little that it'll take them their entire lifetimes to achieve mastery at this rate. I feel as though there's a heavy yoke on my shoulders, so this is how it feels to be a leader. If only I'd felt this sense of responsibility back then. I wonder if my brothers in Mount Hua would have had a different fate. Nonsense. The past belongs in the past. All that matters now is to learn from the past in order to live in the present and build a better future. I see it. Slowly but surely I'm building my chi once more. No tricks, no shortcuts. I'll follow the straight and narrow path to build up my strength with my own two hands. From now on, Mount Hua must venture out from the safety of these perilous mountains and join the rest of the realm once more. When we do, we'll witness the true ruthlessness of the martial arts world, which the others have never experienced before. I must ensure that they have somewhere to depend on when that happens. Whether it's me or the sect itself that they rely on. In order to do that, I have to become much stronger than I already am. No longer as a blossoming blade of old, but as a Chung Myung of today. I shall become stronger and stronger, and surpass even my mortal enemy, Chunma of the demon cult. Have you truly blossomed yet, Chung Myung? Not yet. But I will one day. Just you wait. I'll bloom like no other. And when those blossoms scatter from my blade, the fragrance of plum blossoms shall cover the entire realm. Don't worry about a thing, brother sect leader. I've got this. I, Chung Myung, swear on the name of Mount Hua. Spring was finally passing in Mount Hua, leaving a trail of faded blossoms, quietly and heedlessly. The blossoms came and went, then came and went again. As two seasons of plum blossoms passed, the corresponding passage of time brought about it the dawn of a new era. Nice transition. Let's go. This must be it. I'm finally here. The gates of Mount Hua. I could hardly believe the rumors that the sect's fortunes had changed since the Wasan contest of 2 years past, but seeing these gates is finally sinking in. The gates of the Mount Hua sect I knew were never this grand. Father, I hope that you made the right choice in sending me here. Hello. I'm a traveler who has come to visit Mount Hua. Hello. Anyone home? Surely someone must have heard me by now. And who might you be? Oh, I came to meet with the sect leader of Mount Hua. I'm afraid we're not receiving visitors today. Please come back tomorrow. Pardon? No wonder I didn't see anyone else on the way up here. Wait, does that mean I have to climb this mountain all over again tomorrow? Hey, take it as training. This can't be happening. Wait, please. I apologize for my impertinence, but surely there must be another way. I must meet with the sect leader. I wish there was, but we are not permitted to allow outsiders into the sect grounds today, unless it's urgent. Come on. There we go, I guess. I realize that I'm to blame for hiking up here without inquiring in advance. But could you at least pass on a message to the sect leader out of sympathy for the Wyong sect's plight? The Wyong sect? So you belong to Mount Hua's cadet branch. I see, we have a guest from the Wyong sect. Yours was the only cadet branch of Mount Hua to keep sending whatever affiliation fees they could manage over these past 30 years. In fact, I could tell right away from your trusty and honorable nature that you are a true disciple of the Wyong sect. Now, what can we help you with, young man? Speak freely. I'll do my best to help a lucrative, loyal friend of Mount Hua. Thank you, sir. What's with this sudden welcome? Perhaps our junior sect is short on funds. In that case, we can lend you as much as you need, at a very reasonable rate, of course. Thank you again, but that's not what I'm here for. You penny-pinching little... Fine, I quite understand. I suppose I ought to just sit back down and keep my mouth shut. Don't hate the player, hate the game. I miss the days when he was the grown-up in the room. There's no need to be so tense, young man. You may speak. What brings you to Mount Hua today? Thank you, Sect Leader. The Wyong sect is facing crisis, sir. That is why my father sent me here to seek help from our senior sect. What kind of assistance do you require? We need Chung Myung. What? Our sect needs the help of Master Chung Myung, the hero of the Hua Song Contest, and the blessed dragon of Mount Hua. Did you say Master Chung Myung? You mean... Cadet? No. You mean Disciple Chung Myung? Young man Soang Wee, was it? Yes, Sect Leader. Before you jump straight to your ask, perhaps you'd care to explain your plight in more detail. Oh, my apologies, sir. I spoke carelessly. If I may, this all began when a new martial arts training hall named Jungdo Hall opened right across from our sect's grounds. Jungdo Hall is a cadet branch of the Wudang sect, and once they opened, they began to aggressively recruit disciples around the area. No, not many joined them at first, because of the loyalty that the Wyong sect had built around Nanyang, which is where we are based. But one day they switched tactics and began to target the Wyong sect specifically. Enraged by their constant provocations, my father challenged the head of Jungdo Hall to duel and sustained a serious injury. If they had left it at that, we would not be seeking your help, but it seems Jungdo Hall is set on driving us away from Nanyang for good. We were told they requested reinforcements from the main Wudang sect. Upon hearing the news that Wudang disciples would soon arrive in Nanyang, my father hurriedly sent me here to seek aid. He told me to meet with you and ask you to help us, Sect Leader. Stop, Surge. How could they resort to such underhanded tactics as a cadet branch of Wudang, followers of the righteous path? Please, Sect Leader, you must help the Wyong sect. Without help from our senior sect, the Wyong sect will surely be forced to shut its gates forever. We are under threat from thugs with no regard for the righteous path. Indeed, this is not a problem that we can afford to ignore, especially now that Mount Hua is preparing to begin looking outward towards the realm. The number of a sect's cadet branches is often seen as a sign of the main sect's strength. In order to regain Mount Hua's past glory, we must begin by protecting our cadet branches, just as we did when we had hundreds of junior sects. Sub POW, it will, for one POW, it's already up on Patreon, my first read through of 52 to 72, whatever. But also this will be up on YouTube, with this, it will be like this, same thing, we'll keep up. After all, the second grade disciples will soon, split into main disciples who will remain at Mount Hua and cadet disciples who will leave Mount Hua and found their own training halls. If we lose sight of the plight facing our current cadet branches, they lose faith in Mount Hua long before they even think to establish their own branches. However, the proposed solution to the problem is, you would have Chung Myung return to Nanyang with you then. Yes, Sect Leader, my father was crystal clear. We need the help of Master Chung Myung, the blessed dragon of Mount Hua, the invincible hero who single-handedly thrashed every Songnam disciple at the Hua Song Contest 2 years ago. I see. Well, we're certainly talking about the same person. Although the rumors seem to have been somewhat exaggerated since then. Invincible hero. That's enough for now. If you wouldn't mind, give us the room while we discuss this among ourselves. Of course, Sect Leader. We ought to send our boys to bite their goddamn heads off. How dare they intrude on our turf? Bite their heads off. Our disciples are not attack dogs. Brother Sect Leader, I'm afraid this is not such a clear-cut issue. At present, the Wudang sect is much more powerful than Mount Hua. Although this is a quarrel between cadet branches, there have been numerous incidents in the past where such disputes grew into all-out war between the main sects. Indeed. Sect Leader, it seems to me that there are two things to consider. First is to decide whether this is the right time for Mount Hua to resume its external activities. Regardless of our intentions, once we send our disciples to settle a dispute with Wudang, the whole world will believe that our ambitions have begun to point outward once more. That is also true. Secondly, we must consider whether our disciples are truly ready to face the disciples of Wudang. That's hardly the problem. I think you could rephrase your second point as whether we are ready to set him loose. Yeah. Yeah. Indeed. Chung, what are your thoughts? I don't believe there's much to think about, Sect Leader. We should let him go. Let him go. Chung Myung must descend upon the world one day. Sect Leader, it's no use delaying it. Of course I would keep him confined here if we knew for a fact that he would be able to achieve enlightenment in these mountains, but I believe that's only wishful thinking. And if that's the case, we should let him go. It had to happen sometime. We may as well deal with it sooner rather than later. Sooner rather than later. I see. You're right, Chung. It was a wise response to a foolish question. Speaking of which, what is Chung Myung up to? He still hasn't left isolation training, Sect Leader. However, he should be nearing the end by now. I see. Summon Yun Jung right away. A long journey, sir. So Chung Myung will be traveling far away on an assignment as soon as his isolation training is finished. Are you kidding me? Bring our guest from the Wyong sect over to Chung Myung. Chung Myung will be accompanying him for the long journey back, so we should let them become acquainted. But Chung Myung isn't out yet. Yeah, he'll wait. For how long, sir? How long it takes? Okay. Yes, Sect Leader. He doesn't seem much older than I am. But the aura he exudes is leaps and bounds beyond my own. Feels as though he's a vast lake whose waters are placid. Is this what all the main disciples are like? May I ask you something? Of course, please feel free. What's Master Chung Myung like? What, Master? Master Chung Myung's? Master Chung Myung's name rings out across the entire realm these days. But he's kept a low profile since the Hua Song contest 2 years ago, so many are wondering what kind of a man he might be. Some say he's a master swordsman who is as sharp as his blade, while others describe him as a kind and generous man of good cheer. Kind and generous. I see, lies travel faster than... I mean, is that what they say? Well, that's what I've heard at least. Lies. Was he just saying what I think he said? In that case, I think it would be best to meet him and see for yourself rather than hearing it from me. Here we are. Damn. Those are a lot of training caves. We call this place the Plum Blossom Caves. We come here when we need to train or meditate, without any worldly distractions. So Master Chung Myung has been training here to attain even higher levels of mastery. Oh, I guess you said that. I'll go and bring him out here. He's gonna kill me. Chung Myung, are you there? He's like whispering. Chung Myung, are you inside? He's not here. He must be sleeping. You don't want to wake. You don't want to annoy him. I think he must be too deep in meditation to hear me calling. How unfortunate. He barely whispered into that cave. I'd be shocked if anyone could hear that. Sometimes he focuses so intently on meditating that he is basically dead to the world. Wait, what? But perhaps we ought to come back another time? What? Who annoys me while I slumber? I mean training. Training was what I meant. Is that him? The man who handily defeated 10 second-grade disciples of Songnam, including the renowned Jin Jin, one of the brightest rising stars of the martial arts. The blessed dragon of Mount Hua. I'm so sick of these damn grain pellets. They taste like shit, huh? This is why I didn't want to train in isolation to begin with. I'd rather die twice than go back in that dusty cave for isolation training. Fuck. Oh. Boring ass piece of shit. Huh? Surely that can't be him. That's me. What can't be him? What can't... Wait. End of the Return of the Blossom Blade season 1. I will just say, there is not a chapter. What is this? What is this? Is this like just some afterword? I will say one thing though before you guys leave at least. All of the videos from Blossoming Blade on YouTube channel is not filtered, so you can watch them whenever you want. It's on YouTube, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Like, we have so many Blossoming Blade videos. They made him do isolation training to give the other students a break from him. What? Yo, that might actually be true. Get a fucking break from it. But yeah, like I said, like basically all of, no wait, not basically, every webtoon video on my channel, my YouTube channel, is not filtered anymore. So like, you can see everything. The only thing that is filtered on my channel is series that are not on webtoon or Bilibili, like other stuff that I read. Those are filtered, and other videos as well are just on Patreon. Like, some are just on Patreon. $2 a month to get all access, down in the description, up in live chat, everywhere you can fucking find it. Oh, but and yeah, we're not quite done, I guess. Hello there. This is the Return of the Blossoming Blade team at Studio Laika. We finally made it to the end of the first leg of the journey for Return of the Blossoming Blade, which began in the spring of 2021. The plum blossoms began to bloom. Episode 1A. Everything is red. You heard the man. Let's paint it all red. Here, here. Your love and support is what allowed us to keep our energy up until the end of the season. Thank you all so very much. During season 1 of Return of the Blossoming Blade, we saw so many supportive posts and comments from the fans. This one is hilarious. Our readers are so adorable. We found this kind of warm response astonishing, yet unfamiliar. Still, this, above all, was what kept us going and motivated us to finish each new episode. So, to thank you all for your support in our own little way, we would like to use this afterward to show you a glimpse into our work on the series, which some of you have been wondering about. Okay, now shall we get started? Let's take a look at our character's design process first. Interesting. Whenever we design a character, we think back to the time we designed the character of Chung Myung, who had only existed in writing until then. We had to find an art style that suited Return of the Blossoming Blade as a whole and consider which facial features, facial shape, and physique would be best to fit Chung Myung. Are there any better options for Chung Myung? There are not. Chung Myung is perfect. Chung Myung is too perfect. We went through a number of drafts to shape Chung Myung, a character who was already familiar to the readers of the original novel. In the end, we went with the face that looked the most rebellious for the character of Chung Myung. Bravo! We did it! We never expected we'd end up giving him so many funny facial expressions, however. The random faces he pulled became webcomic Chung Myung's signature move, which allowed us to have some fun as we worked. Hey. I mean, this was a genius thing to go with it, though, because they didn't really do that in the novel, did they? Fucking love it. This was also thanks to our readers' love and support. We also used the method of taking an existing character and adding or taking away certain parts. A spoon... Okay, so now we're getting Powerpuff Girls, eh? A spoonful of virtuousness with a handsome face, and about 4 drops of dapperness. Why don't we add this too? No, that's too much. Good looks. He looks even more like a villain now. You're right. We added unique characteristics to each character so that readers could tell them apart by minor details, as well as their overall silhouette. This process allowed us to create a visual diverse range of characters, and thanks to that, each character was easy to distinguish from just the eyes alone, which helped immensely in terms of creating certain scenes. Huh. Aside from character design, many of you were also curious about how the various backdrops of Return of the Blossoming Blade came to be, and how Mount Hua would change in the future. For the initial design, we started with a vague outline and began to visualize the specific details from faraway shots to the general atmosphere in a gradual process. After that, whenever there were changes to the surrounding environment due to plot development or the actions of a certain character, we reflected them in the backgrounds accordingly. Empty. From the training ground tiles to the tables and utensils. And the remodeling of the White Blossom Hall. In this regard, we focus on the easiest and clearest way to convey the emotional development of our characters as they were portrayed in the original novel. Go holding hand technique. We depicted each character's emotional growth through their story arcs. Whereas their physical growth was shown through changes in their physical appearance. Nice. I mean, yeah, training montage. I wonder if you noticed our characters growing a little by little, alongside Mount Hua's own restoration. Many of you wanted to know about our dramatization and directing process as well. In terms of dramatization, we read the original novel cover to cover and consulted the original author through the publishing company with any concerns we had or extra information we needed. Having said that, we may have touched up a few parts to fit our overall direction to an extent that doesn't harm the original work. The dramatization process, including deciding which parts to cut and piece together, and contemplating how to embellish certain parts to be more entertaining, is always tough, but also a fun part of the job. With regard to directing the series, one of the most important aspects for us was readability. Since Return of the Blossom Blade is a martial arts series, it had many action scenes with dizzying, relentless combat. Storyboard for episode 62. Having said that, bam. I see you haven't been idling these past few years. Nonetheless, your efforts have been in vain. His attacks are rapid yet weighty. How can he transfer such heft into his swings when he's moving so swiftly? He feels twice as strong as the last time I faced him. Is this Gongji's true prowess? It's like the same, and yet I feel as though I can see through all of his attacks. We wanted to make sure that readability didn't become an issue due to the spacing between the cuts and sound effects, even in busy scenes like this, so that readers could tell who was doing what at a glance. Once we drafted the storyboard, we drew in the lines, then fill and colored the background. Cool. That brings us to the final stage. Editing. I mean, this is awesome though. Although every part is equally important, editing is a key stage of our work, a neat conclusion to all of our work that helps bring those efforts to life. Because editing puts the final touches on the feelings we were aiming to evoke in the direction stage. The task of editing took place in detailed coordination with the direction stage. Oh yeah. Almost the same. Huh. Cool. Cool. In this process, we made sure to put in extra effort in color grading to express the time of day, as we know that would have a significant impact on the emotions experienced by our readers. We also reviewed several draft effects to find those that best suit the sword style of Mount Hua. Huh. Let's see, which one did I like best? No. What? They're the same though. As you can see above, sometimes you create a basic draft and build on it gradually as needed. Oh wait, that's like what they build it on? They started with that. And went over here. Huh. What do you think? These are the processes that Return of the Blossoming Blade goes through each week before it's published for our readers. We work on each episode with the hope that our efforts will reach our readers on an emotional level. We have a lot of love for Return of the Blossoming Blade too. So we'd like to release 10 or even 20 episodes at a time, but we can only produce one episode per week, which is always a shame. My mind is gone blank. I need this checked. Is the storyboard done yet? No need to reply to my email. This page just doesn't end. There were so many times we felt too exhausted or nearly gave up, but the love and support of our readers became such a great source of motivation, helping and inspiring us to push through to the end. Once again, we would like to extend our deepest gratitudes to you all. I mean, this series is awesome, so. Season 1 of the Return of the Blossom Glade may be over, but the tale of Mount Hua is far from done. We would like to refrain from rushing this lengthy journey and create a work that is as sturdy as a great tree rather than lose ourselves in the pursuit of superficial beauty. Yes, yes, right there. Take your time, make it awesome, that's all I'm saying. To that end, we would like to close our gates for a while. Make sure that we return to solid foundation for plum blossoms to bloom in our webcomic, Return of the Blossoming Blade. We eagerly await the day we'll return to our readers like plum blossoms in spring. We will work diligently to make sure that we come back better than ever. Produced by Studio Lico, director Yoo Young Shin, production manager Pizza Bread, original Biga, first producer Byung Gun-oh, second producer Fire Fist Myung-soo, dramatization direction Chul Won Kim, character illustration Fire Fist Young-soo, Jimin Park, background artist, typesetting manager Apple Cabbage Juice, background artist Youngba DQ, editing coloring manager Beef Bulgogi. Title design Jian Won, 3D support Tagong Yum, art assistants Awesome Lee, coloring assistants Ria Yu Young Won, typesetting assistants Sang Yeon Lee, soundtrack Jamie Silence, Seong Il Do, Hypel Entertainment. I didn't hear inside track, but that's just me. Mount Hua will rise again. So yeah, we will not start on season 2 before it gets here on Webtoon, just saying. So I don't know how many chapters I'm gonna wait for. That depends. That depends. Really depends on how well this does, to be honest. We'll see. So yeah, like I said, Patreon is up in live chat, also down in the description. If you want to be able to view anything other than Webtoon and Bilibili after the live streams, then Patreon is the way to go. $2 a month, all access. So yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video so we hit YouTube algorithm. And also, all my Return of the Blossoming Blade videos are unfiltered on YouTube. Same with every Webtoon video, if you haven't already known that. Just saying. I need to say it over and over again so you guys know. Need to get them views back on the other Webtoon videos. I privatized them too long. Or I filtered them too long. So yeah. Discord is also in the description. If you want to be able to get notified when I'm streaming, Discord is the way to go. YouTube, don't always do that. Just saying. Just saying. Second channel and Twitch. So yeah. See you guys next time. Bye bye.